$5,000 you invest in a gold purchase from Birch Gold Group this month, they will send you a free patriotic silver round that commemorates the Gadsden and American flags. This offer is valid through this month. Gold is up over 50% this year. Birch Gold can help you own it by converting an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. Plus, they'll send you free silver honoring our veterans on qualifying purchases. And if you're current or former military, Birch Gold has a special offer. They'll waive custodial fees for the first year on investments of any amount. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, I encourage you to diversify your savings into gold from Birch Gold. Text my name, Buck, to the number 989898 for a free info kit and to claim your eligibility for free silver with qualifying purchase before the end of the month. Again, text my name, Buck, to 989898.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Hola, mi fellow Americanos y bienvenidos al cierre de Schumer. That means welcome to the Schumer shutdown, right? It's the Schumer siesta. He put the government on siesta, crying Chuck. Hakimo Hefe Jeffries, we used to call him Dollar Store Obama, till we realized he's worth far less than $1. But they put the government on siesta to give illegal aliens your health care. We're not going to let it happen. I looked at both of them. I said, we're not going to let it happen. It's no bueno. I said, it's no bueno. They begged me. They said, but senor, por favor, please give illegal aliens the health care. So we're not going to do it. We're never going to do it. It's not going to happen. We're going to end the siesta. We're going to reopen the government. And we will not give in to the demands of Chuck and El Jefe. We're not going to do that. Thank you. God bless you. Dio lo bendiga. And God bless America. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
U.S. push to end the war in Ukraine. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump plans another meeting with Russia's president in person after a lengthy call today.
During a phone call with President Vladimir Putin, President Trump says the two leaders agreed to meet in Budapest for talks on ending the war in Ukraine. It would be the first face-to-face meeting between the two since a summit back in August.
The president is always willing to take a chance at diplomacy, and this war, he has always said, is going to have to end at the negotiating table.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president will discuss the conversation when he meets here in Washington tomorrow with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The Ukrainian leader pushing for longer-range weapons to put pressure on Putin. Illinois' Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker doubling down on criticism of the president's National Guard deployment to some Democrat-led cities.
We must continue to call this what it is, a dangerous power grab that echoes the rise of authoritarianism and authoritarian regimes throughout world history.
This as a legal fight over deployments continues, but the Trump administration argues the troops are needed in part to help protect ICE agents and facilities from violent protesters. Meantime, a police officer in Illinois taken into custody, accused of being in the U.S. illegally.
Radul Boyovic is his name, from Montenegro, and that he overstayed his visa back in 2015. He went through police training and in 2025 earned over $200,000 as a Hanover Park police officer. It is illegal for an undocumented alien to possess a firearm. DHS says he has been arrested.
Fox's Mike Tobin. A short-term spending bill fails for a 10th time in the U.S. Senate as Democrats demand health care talks that Republicans say should happen after a government shutdown is ended. America is listening to Fox News.
Cold weather will be here before you know it. And you know what I realized the other day? The power usually goes out when it gets really, really cold, especially in Texas for some reason. And Americans have no way to keep their families warm. Neck nuts? People freeze in today's world. Then I heard about the Vesta off-grid space heater from the great people at My Patriot Supply. Now, this is a space heater that doesn't use electricity. It runs on something called canned heat, which is an indoor-safe fuel. The Vesta, if it's stored in your closet, you know you can keep warm no matter what. And it doubles as a stove to boil water or cook food, which is pretty cool. Now, the best part is you can get a Vesta and a bunch of other free gifts when you order the Winter Prep Special from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn right now and see everything included. The offer's not going to last long, and neither will this nice fall weather. So go to mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn today. That's mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at your controls as always today. It's Flounder. It's Thursday, and Shannon Burke's coming up later. 303. How's it going? Here's our number. Join us if you feel like it. Why not? 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of Macon? What's going on up there with your moonscape? What do you got? Like some kind of a... like an ocean misting Alaska skyline or something, or an ocean view of some kind.
It looks like something from Star Wars.
It does. It sort of does, yes. Yeah. What's going on up in mountains of Macon there, sir?
Just chilly in the morning and beautiful during the day. It's perfect.
Well, pretty. Yeah, I love this fall weather. This really, and by the way, it's almost getting warmer. I mean, it's if it gets 82 or so, and it says I think it killed my. I have some mums or something on my deck, and they're dead. The warm weather got it. It was unbelievable. It's not right.
You killed your mom.
I killed the mums.
Did you water them?
I water them yeah, absolutely. And plus, we've had all these storms. I mean, every day, I water. I make sure they're moist every day. I water them every day if they need it, and I don't want them a lot. I just do it so it's moist. So they, I know they'll keep growing and they stay green and everything. But anyway, I feel kind of bad about it. But whatever.
The key is keeping things moist.
Moistness is, you don't want to have too much friction in the moving parts. I mean, the flowers have to go back and forth in the wind. You don't want to have friction and keep everything moist, It's like...
What are these storms you're talking about? It hasn't rained in 3 weeks. What are you talking about?
Oh, my God. Maybe at your place.
Atlanta's in a 6-inch deficit. Did you know that?
Well, I'm telling you this. The last 2 days, I get up in my driveway soaking freaking wet, and so is the road in front of my whole cul-de-sac.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm very sure.
You sure about that?
Yeah, because I walk out there in my socks, and I say, oh, crap, I got wet socks on,
It's called dew.
Oh, God, you guys... Jesus, I tell you the facts of things. Oh, no, you're wrong. Obviously, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, thank you.
Is it raining at your house, Flounder?
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
It's not raining in raining in Roswell, but it's raining in Alpharetta.
Well, I'm telling you, it's an unbelievable story.
I think your neighbor's punking you is what's going on.
Well, I find it hard to believe. But anyway, and Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, what's new in the last?
Same old. Yeah. We're headed to Athens on Saturday to see the Georgia Ole Miss game.
No kidding! Wow, that should be interesting. Now, are you going with friends? Is this like a group thing? Or
yeah, one of her friends who was one of the bridesmaids in the wedding. Her and her husband have season tickets.
Oh, nice. Well, that sounds fairly interesting. I haven't been to a Georgia game.
Yeah, at first I'm excited, but now I'm more like...
It's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, because game day's there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm seriously, honestly,
nightmare.
If somebody gets...
However, they're season ticket holders, so they know the ins and outs.
Yeah,
they have all that. So, and we're riding with them. So. I'm along for the ride, so I'm going to enjoy myself.
No, obviously, but truly, I mean...
And the other thing is I probably wouldn't have gone if it was an evening game. We're doing an afternoon game, so
yeah. It's a lot. It's a day. It's a lot. Anyway, all right. 306. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and we have Shannon Burke joining us at 5:00 today from the country of men only in the South, named Florida. I think that's the official title of the podcast of the broadcast.
Florida Man Radio.
Florida Man Radio. Like I had all the words in there. Almost positive. Let's see. So that's at 5:00 today. And we got a whole bunch of newsy things. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. We also have a whole bunch of...
Do I need to tape it right there for you?
No, please. I'd rather try to, remember it every week. But we have a lot of, showbiz, celebrity, love, and marriage type stories. And it's not... And by the way, one of them reminds me of something I did when I was visiting my family a couple of weeks ago on vacation, and shocked the hell out of everybody at the dinner table, and I can't believe I actually said it, and I'm not, I'm glad, but it was, could be interesting. Anyway, so that's coming up. Little love showbiz kind of news here with the thing there coming up later on. Also, I hate to start with a sad thing. Oh, I started to speak and I'm getting choked up thinking about it. One of the beloved Clydesdales at the stable that used to be Jack's home, where I go every weekend. Again, when Jack passed away a couple of years ago, but I still, they said, you got to come back because you play with the horses and in fact, one of the ladies just last weekend said, I want to tell you a story. because she said the girls were all in the ring riding their horses, and all of a sudden they noticed out in that far pasture 3 or 4 horses started galloping. I mean, racing, galloping, and bum, 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 like this, and they couldn't see where they were going because they were in the outdoor pen corral place. A show ring, and so they said, "Oh my God, what's going on with the horses? They're all galloping." And they said, "Oh no, that's just the Kimmer." Kimmer showed up, so they're going to get their treats. So I mean, so that's why I go back every week, and Saturday and Sunday go back and take a video I post over the week every day during the week. But Woody has passed away. Woody has crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Woody was the Alpha Clydesdale of the two. Woody and Buzz were the two Clydesdales, and they were there when I got there almost 13 years ago with Jack the Good Boy. And so they're particularly, we're close to me and my daughter Jennifer. I've got pictures of her with them, and she was a big fan of them. Every time she visited, we'd go play with the Clydesdales. And Woody, he was 22 years old, and he crossed the bridge. When Jack crossed the bridge, he was also 22 years old. Great big horses, much like great big dogs, don't have normally as long a lifespan as smaller versions of that particular animal. As we all, Great Danes and Mastiffs may only live 7 or 8 years if you're lucky. Little terriers could go 20. So, but anyway, so Woody passed away across the Rainbow Bridge, and I know he and Jack are playing and having fun right now. But thank you all. An enormous number of comments and best wishes and everything, which I thought was very sweet. And so, and it's very, it's sad. And I guess the reason that animals don't live as long as humans is because how would we deal with that? I mean, can you imagine having a dog for 60 years, 80 years, in the so it must be some kind of plan. I don't know. I'm just saying. But Woody was 22, and that's long for a Clydesdale. It's a big horse. He was 2,000 pounds and 18 hands tall, and it's just a great horse. Anyway. All right, Kimmer Pete Flounder, about 10 after 3, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We're going, last night, when I get in the car, I leave it when I park here. I have it out, so I'll play in 106.3. And when I get into the car, the first thing I do is turn it on to hear what Jesse Kelly's talking about. And he played that sound. I'm going to play that sound right here shortly. And I thought, oh my God, this is, if you haven't heard Nancy Pelosi, I mean, I almost wet my pants. It's astounding. And it says a lot about her and the Democrats and everything else coming up here. So we'll get to that here in a second. Also, a couple of quick newsy type things. The rally against America is coming up again Saturday, and the local socialists here in the Atlanta area are ticked off because a judge has not given them an official permit. Although apparently, and this is hysterical, the Atlanta City Hall has not given the communist an official demonstration permit. However, they have approved a stationary rally in the parking lot of the Atlanta Civic Center Saturday. So that's what the Atlanta City, no, we don't want you marching in the city, but you can go to the Civic Center in the parking lot if you want to protest how much you hate America. That'd be fine. Sparkles. Yeah, a little sparkly. And they're not buying that, so they're going to be wherever they feel like being. But again, they call this the No Kings March. The full phrase is No Kings but Jesus. These people don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe in Jesus the King. So why would they even call it No Kings? The phrase is No Kings but Jesus. And
so they're going to protest a king. Yeah. That's going to allow them to protest.
Yeah. And by the way,
that's how kings work.
Yeah, and this king is the worst Nazi ever. As we can, it's just freaking hysterical. And speaking of the international stuff with the Jew haters, which is what all those people are. Again, those are all Democrats who are going to be trying to shut down the city and everything. Those are all Democrats. And remember, a couple of years ago when they tried this, they were going into the interstate down like the downtown connect. Remember all that kind of crap for all those protests and. In Florida, you pull that, they'll run you over. And I'll tell you what, if I'm driving along and somebody's jumped in front of my car with a protest sign, they're going to regret it. They're definitely going to regret it. So anyway, all right, here we go. And also Donald Trump is saying with you Hamas people over in Gaza, if you still killing people with these rival tribal clans and stuff going on, Donald Trump says, quote, if you keep this internal murder going on in Gaza, we will have no choice but to go in and kill you. which which I think is freaking hysterical. Anyway, so we got a lot going for us here. We have a game coming up here later, and we have Holy Crap at Sports, and we have I want to say one sports thing, and then we'll take our freak. That's unbelievable. Pete Davis. I remembered there was a game on last night, even though it's America, they got really but it was Toronto and Seattle. So I'm watching the game. I think it was early, like the second inning. I took notes and I forgot now. It was like early in the game, no score. The pitcher for Toronto's pitcher is on the mound, and the catcher gives the sign, and the pitcher goes, no. And he like 9 head shakes, really violently shake him off. The next pitch he threw was a fastball right down the middle, which the guy hit for a 2-run homer. And I thought, boy, that's about the last time you shake off your catcher. I mean, it was a violent shake off. He was going, no, like that, like you idiot, stupid catcher. And he throws a fastball right down the middle. The guy creams it for a 2-run homer. And I'm thinking to myself, that catcher should have gone and slapped him in the face. I mean, it was hysterical, shaking. It's like, remind me of Bull Durham. And we got a birthday Bull Durham thing coming up in a second. Remind me of Bull Durham. He said, can you believe he's shaking me off? He's playing no-hitter and he's shaking me off. Anyway, I couldn't believe how weird that was. The next pitch, bam, 2-run homer in a scoreless game at the beginning of the playoffs. My God. All right, 314. Kimmer Pete and Flounders Thursday. I'm getting wound up here. I don't know why, but I like him. I'll give you some playoffs. The Kimmer Pete and Flounders, something here. Look out. Mercy.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Here today with Evan Ward from Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know you've been quite busy in the office these days. So let's talk about some of the things folks are calling you most about here lately.
Well, Kevin, the biggest thing people are really talking about right now is retirement. And I look at retirement as a journey, not a destination. The goal of almost everybody out there is to grow and preserve a tax-efficient portfolio so they can actually enjoy their retirement. And that's why I partnered with Market Guard. I get a lot of the same questions. Evan, when do I sell? When do I hold? And if I sold, when do I get back into the market? In my opinion, that's market timing. And in my experience, market timing, it can be quite confusing. And we have to look at it and allow the math to do the work.
Everybody has a different appetite for risk. So where does Market Guard fit in?
Well, if you want asset preservation and you don't want it to go down due to market volatility, we have portfolios that are designed for this. But if you want to participate in those larger markets, Market Guard can also offer more stock and aggressive portfolios for those that are looking for that kind of strategy. And here's what I propose for our listeners today. For the next 10 callers, we're going to do a Market Guard portfolio comparison, side by side with what you're currently doing, and we'll show you how your 401k and other investments are doing. And we'll make recommendations, and then you can see the difference between Market Guard and what it can do for your portfolio. After that, you decide if you want us to do a complete retirement plan. So give us a call today at 678-736-7799 and ask for your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison.
Again, call Evan Ward with Atlas Retirement. That number, folks, 678-736-7799, and you can pick up your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
We all know that life can be unpredictable. The moment you're planning that family trip and then the next somebody is sick. And that's why I want to talk to you about the Jace case, your ultimate safety net when emergencies strike. The Jace case isn't just that mess of medications behind the mirror up in the cabinet. It's an organized doctor-prescribed case of life-saving tools paired with a set of cards explaining exactly how and when to use these medications. The case is peace of mind in a time of uncertainty. Imagine having your essential prescriptions right at your fingertips, ready to go when you need them most. Whether it's a sudden allergy flare-up or a common cold, you won't have to scramble to find the help you need. It's about taking charge of your health and being prepared no matter what life throws at you. When you order your Jace case today, use the promo code Beck at jace.com for a discount. Don't wait for the unexpected to catch you off guard. Be ready with the right medications on hand the moment you need them at jase.com, jace.com, promo code Beck.
I have to admit, I had no idea how big this guy is and has been for a couple years. Morgan Wallen. It's a little down-home country here. 2023, Morgan Wallen, #1 on the American chart with his third album, One Thing at a Time. 19 weeks at the top of the country charts. This was the longest-running #1 country album ever. 2023, One Thing at a Time. Longest-running #1 country album ever. Was named #1 album for the entire year in Billboard's review, making Morgan Wallen the first country artist to capture both the year-end #1 position for album and single in the same year. Wow. I used to be a country disc jockey. They couldn't use my name Kim, so they called me Todd after my name, my little brother's name. Oh, I can't have a little country disc. I was a #1 afternoon disc jockey in Phoenix when I got out of the Marines and went there, sold the state, and got a job for the country. KHAT, K-Hat Radio. Anyway, so I was an old country boy, but I stopped. For some reason, I just got kind of part of it. Hey, well, let's go to the phones. Take a priority. Kevin, you're on the radio, man. Thanks for calling. What do you think? What's going on, sir?
Hey, Kimmer, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Yes,
I just want to first throw out a compliment to you first that my father, C.W. James, district manager testified of Lockheed, when he retired, he used to listen to your show back in the 90s all the time.
No kidding. My uncle, Uncle Vern, was a test pilot at Lockheed for years, and my Uncle Vern was the one who went to Saudi Arabia to teach their pilots how to fly. So we had a little link there. I'll be darned. Well, that's interesting. Thank you for saying so. Yeah.
And he would know my dad. My dad went by Jim James. His name was Clarence W. James, but in that he was in charge of test flight. He worked at Stoneworks.
I'll be darned.
Directly underneath Kelly Johnson.
Cool.
But I want to share with you about the animal thing, about what you were talking about earlier, about the horses and the dogs when they pass away.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm Christian belief here. So in that, dogs have a shorter life expectancy, much like horses. The reason why they give us so much joy and they know unconditional love.
Yeah.
And in that unconditional love, they get 6 extra years for each year served.
Well,
they get a 7-year life. 7 years per 1 year of us humans.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why they give us so much joy.
Yeah, I like that. I say there's a lot of love. There's a lot of I frequently say, and I mean it in mostly true, that we don't deserve dogs.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't deserve dogs. I mean, it's just. I wish I had 20 of them. Right. I wish I could save every dog in America. If I had $1 billion, $1 trillion, I would save every freaking. I would have a home and people, the kids to play with and sleep on their beds and do whatever the hell they want. Honestly.
I agree with you too. That's the reason why dogs spelled backward is God.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Hey, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You've made me a lot happier than I was a few minutes ago. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. 322, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. I mentioned the movie. I didn't mention the movie. I guess I probably did. The movie Bull Durham, one of the stars, of course, was Tim Robbins, whose birthday it is today. Tim Robbins is 67, also known as Shawshank Redemption, among other things. Tim Robbins, 67. And I was talking about the scene where you can believe he's calling me on, and that was Tim Robbins, the pitcher, who called off Kevin Costner, the catcher, in the movie Bull Durham, that particular thing, for the record. And let's see, 1992, this was the last episode of Gilligan's Island. It debuted on CBS in 1964, but the pilot episode was never shown until this day in 1992 on TBS. It was filmed in 1963, called Marooned. It features 7 castaways. 3 of them went through drastic changes before the show aired the next year. In addition to Gilligan, the skipper, and the Howells, still played by Bob Denver, Alan Hale Jr., Jim Backus, and Natalie Schaefer, the three others were a high school teacher and two secretaries. John Gabriel, this again Gilligan, John Gabriel played the high school teacher known as the Professor. The two secretaries were sarcastic Ginger, played by Kit Smith, and her co-worker Bunny, played by Nancy McCarthy, a dumb blonde. It begins with the characters waking up on the beach. They go exploring the island. Not much information about the characters, but they're good enough for the creator to say, off we go to the island. The opening and closing songs were different, too much different lyrics, a calypso beat, and they were written by the same guy, legend score musical expert John Williams. For Gilligan, they changed it after the first year. And one more thing, do you know Gilligan's first name? Gilligan's first name for Gilligan's Island was used in a press release for the show, but it was never actually used ever on Gilligan's Island TV show. Gilligan's first name was Willie. In a press release, but never used. No one ever knew his name. Oh, it's only you, Maynard. It was a whole different Toby Gillis thing, but anyway.
Not Little Buddy?
Little Buddy.
Skipper.
Little Buddy. And now, was it Ginger? Who was the other one? Ginger, and who was the brunette?
Mary Ann.
Mary Ann. I was a Mary Ann guy, I think.
I changed. I was a Ginger at first, but I've come around to Mary Ann or whatever her name is.
324. Oh, by the way, if you heard Neil Bortz's commentary today, he's talked about these phone scams and internet scams, stuff like that. I think I just got screwed. I can't believe this. It was a message here, and I didn't recognize the number, and it was a 706 area or something. I thought, gee, I think my car is at a shop where that area code is, at Schottenkirk Ford's shop, fix-it shop, and it was the girl who calls me to let me know I'm in the car, area 706. So I answered the call, and it was, hi, this is Bumba, the trust firm. Your account would like to go to so-and-so, and it was some scam something or other, so I immediately erased it. And then I tried to block it, so I went back into my erased phone calls and hit the number to see if I could block it, and it called it. And I immediately hung up again. And now I'm wondering, oh, my God, did I just screw myself into hitching up with somebody's thing just because I answered the phone?
Yep.
And I don't know what to do. Anyway, God. I mean, I hate this. And I feel I'm an educated man. And I don't know what I just did and whether it's a thing or what do I know. How do I check stuff? I mean, thank God. That's why I don't order stuff on my phone. I don't use my phone to put my credit card stuff in there. If I talk to somebody live, if I have to.
I sat there Monday and listened to you give your credit card to someone over the phone. And of course, right. I want to thank you for all the Amazon stuff I've ordered.
I saw you writing down the Oh, you need the 3 numbers on the back? Yes, please. It's a 4, 7. Wait, whoa. Pete Davis over there going 4, 2. Yeah. Trust me. You can try to charge all you want. You're not going to get very far. I'm sorry, sir. You don't have enough. Yeah. You won't be buying 4 new tires for that Porsche. I can tell you that right now. 326 here. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Anyway, 404-741-1230. A couple quick things, and then I'm going to play. If you haven't heard the soundbite, you have to, and this is just hysterical. The Department of Justice, Kash Patel, FBI director, has now announced the first ever terrorism charges against people who attacked ICE for Antifa terrorism. 2 guys providing material support for terrorism tried to murder federal enlisting officers discharging firearms during attempted murder. For the first time ever, the FBI has arrested anarchistic violent extremists and charged them with Antifa-aligned individuals materially support to terrorism. A planned and coordinated attack. This happened at the detention center in Texas back in July, on July 4th. They used a distraction with fireworks and graffiti, and then the officers showed up and then got shot at with semi-automatic rifles. One cop got shot, and as soon as the police showed up with all the fireworks stuff, one of the guys got arrested, yelled, get to the rifles, get to the rifles. A few seconds later, one of the guys opened fire on the police, struck one officer in the neck as the others ducked and ran for cover, and then he fired off a few shots, and then they fired off till their rifle jammed and fled. Well, the 2 of them have been caught, and I'll tell you what, they're going after all of them. And if they get to court and get convicted and some freaking liberal judge sentences them to like time served or probation or something, I mean, that's happening over and over. In fact, I don't do a lot of crime stuff. I see all these crime stories on the New York Post and I think, oh my God, judges releasing guys who there's one today, a guy, some punk on the subway sliced off somebody's fingers and he went to the judge and they released him. So then he stabbed somebody else 2 days later. I mean, it's unbelievable. And it's all over the country. These freaking, I mean, they're not, I mean, it's unbelievable. All right, 2 quick things here. I never complain. That's a quick thing here. Mitch McConnell, God, how many things do you need from God to tell you it's time to go? It's time to retire, Mitch. He's 83, and he fell again today in the Russell building. Mitch McConnell, 83 years old, Kentucky senator who will not retire, was being asked a question by a reporter when he fell, lost his footing in the basement of the Russell Senate office building today. A Capitol police officer and an aide had to help him up. So he gives a little smile and then shuffles off. He collapsed again twice in one day at the Capitol in February. He says it's all from his polio in his left leg. He had polio as a kid, so he has a problem with his left leg. Okay. That could be one possible thing. He's had 2 freezing episodes. Remember when he just stopped talking for 30 seconds and froze and he said, you okay, you okay? Freeze, freeze, freeze. He said, oh, well, I had a concussion some time ago. This is from like 2 years ago. Okie dokie. He's also slowing in his speech and his stride and his walk. He's lost weight. The man, he's 83. I mean, come on,
man. It's a retirement home.
Jeez.
It was not supposed to be a retirement home.
Yeah. But it's not supposed to be forever. It's supposed to be, you work your fields or you tan your leather or work your silver shops. You go serve your community for a couple of years and you go back to work. These weren't supposed to be full-time jobs.
And Trump has proven that the politicians are more in the way than able to do their job. They're just up there to make money.
Yeah.
They're not up there to help anybody.
Right. You need a guy like Trump. This shows Daddy's home. Now, very quickly here, Flounder, we're going to play cut number 2. This was freaking hysterical. I almost wet my pants last night driving home. I got in the car, and Jerry Kelly, what's his name?
Jesse
Kelly last night. And he's been calling, he gave the nickname to Nancy Pelosi as Grandma Vodka. He's been calling her that for like a couple of years. Grandma Vodka. And Grandma Vodka was hanging onto an aide's arm because she was so hard to even walk when she's at the steps of the Capitol. And a reporter named Lindsay something or other asked her a question about how come, she didn't do more to stop the January 6th protest stuff. Here's cut number 2. Nancy Pelosi reacting to a reporter. Check this out.
Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions.
Shut your pie hole.
I couldn't believe it. Shut up. She's drunk. Yeah, you're the one that got her drunk. You take her home. Oh, my God. I mean, there's your Democrat Party. That's Nancy Pelosi. Ran the Congress for, 30 years or so? I mean, it's unbelievable. And that's your Democrat Party leadership right there. All right, 3:31, give her feet and flounder. Oh, I love it.
Need more than just headlines on your ride to work? It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Well, hope you've heard the big news. Atlanta Safe House is going to save you a bundle. I know you've been waiting to get a save. Remember thinking about it? It's a big deal, but it's important. That's why you should get it now, because you're going to save money. Okay, seriously, Atlanta Safe House, they have their showroom in Ackworth. They got almost 200 safes right there. Everything you could possibly want. All the top brands, Browning and Fort Knox and American Security. I mean, they got them all. Pistol safes, gun safes, and you don't pay any sales tax on those, by the way. That's the way they do business, Atlanta Safe. But here's the good news. Atlanta Safe House is moving to a location in Alpharetta. So they are putting everything up there on sale for hundreds and hundreds of dollars off, which means they'd rather have you buy them right there so they don't have to worry about trucking them down to the warehouse that's opening up there shortly in Alpharetta. See what I mean? In other words, it's a great excuse for you to save a whole bunch of money. And they have big safes and little safes, and they can adjust the insides any way you want. They have safes for jewelry and cash and secret compartments. They can build you a freaking vault door. They can build you a family storm shelter. The Mark and Jeff, you've heard these guys. They are true American patriots, and they save you a bundle of money. And they have safes to take our bows and arrows and all that kind of stuff. Check them out. Save a bundle right now, atlantasafehouse.com.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and it's going to be harder than ever to get fair treatment on your personal injury claim. If you have been injured through no fault of your own, call me. You need a real lawyer, and that's who we are. We're not some TV and billboard lawyers who don't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 consecutive years, and that's because I try cases and I win cases. We get results for our clients, and we can get results for you. Hagan-law.com.
Some remodelers are too big to care, others too small to count on. Southern Exteriors hits the sweet spot. Big company buying power with hometown heart. Hates Tug, and I trust them for siding, roofing, gutters, windows, and doors. Over 1,000 projects a year, top materials fast, prices fair, and jobs on track. Plus 25 years of true local care. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and for us at Stovall, this is a cause that hits close to home. My mother, mother-in-law, and now my wife have all battled breast cancer. Over the past 9 years, Stovall & Company has raised over $400,000 for the National Breast Cancer Foundation through our annual Pinktober fundraiser. During the month of October, 100% of the proceeds of our Pinktober plants, as well as 10% of all Rainbird irrigation sales, will be donated to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Stop by any of our 11 locations or visit our website at StovallInc.com.
My God. Easy, boys. All right, now. Emergency's over. You can calm down. On this day in 2010, a graduate student named Justin Havard at Auburn University named a new species of fish, Lepidophyllus zeppelini. He named that because the fish's pectoral fin reminded him of the double-neck guitar used by Jimmy Page. This guy, Auburn University, has graduate students. He said, I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan. I was listening to them when I was working on the fish. He said the structure that makes this species unique just reminded me of the guitar that Jimmy Page was playing at the time. That was 2010. Yeah, okie dokie. Our birthday list includes Martha Smith. You may not know the name. You know who she is, I'll bet you. She's 73. Martha Smith was one of the characters in Scarecrow and Mrs. Jones, but Martha Smith was also a Playmate of the Month in Playboy in 1973, but you may know her as Babs in Animal House, the blonde girl who was involved with all the shenanigans of the sorority and stuff with the boys at Animal House.
Later, the Mrs. Senator John Blutarski.
Oh, yes, I was the proper ending. Like Niedermeyer, that way, a little blankety blank, got shot by his own troops in Vietnam because how they ended up. God, what a way to! I mean, that's pretty cold, man. That fragged by his own troops in Vietnam. Gee, let's see. Pete Davis, you were mocking me the other day about the name Pulitzer, and we were talking about as opposed to the Pulitzer Prize, and I was this is some time ago, and I was mentioning that in Florida, the name Pulitzer is a huge name. The name Pulitzer in Florida is a dynasty. It's like Kennedy's in Massachusetts, and the Pulitzer, it's actually Pulitzer. The official name to pronounce it is Pulitzer. Anyway, in Florida, they own everything, and they own malls and shopping centers and jewelry stores. And Roxanne Pulitzer was very famous for her romantic shenanigans, including something involving a trumpet. And where the trumpet might have really not been able to be played. I don't know. It's a long kind of story. Anyway, there were divorces and stuff like that. Well, in 1992, on this very day, a guy named John Hagen married Roxanne Pulitzer, 1992. But that was not what his mother wanted. So when this guy, John, married Roxanne Pulitzer, who was something of a trollop at the time by reputation, his mother cut him off from his $200 million fortune. Okay? She said, if you marry that girl, Roxanne Pulitzer, you're not going to get any of your $200 million. Well, he married her. And he married her on October 16th. They filed for divorce on December 2nd, which means his marriage cost him $4.2 million a day.
Did he get it back like
no.
Arthur did? This is the script from Arthur.
I know, it's unbelievable. And it's a true story. The Pulitzers, I'm telling you, it's in Florida, man. It's a thing. Anyway, all right, for that's 339. How you doing? Kara Payton Flounder and the Nancy Pelosi. I was thinking that was one of the funniest damn things. It's incredible. And by the way, for the record, again, Nancy Pelosi said, well, hell, should we play it? And Flounder, can we play? Are you still in there? There is. Do you mind doing it's very short soundbite. Number 2, Nancy Pelosi once again, and then I'm going to set the facts straight after she talked to this reporter. If you haven't heard this.
Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions. Thank you.
I'd rather be with you than with the finest people in the world.
Remember when we pulled Jim Sly's kid saying, shut up?
Yeah, right.
And played it all the time?
Yeah,
we should play that all the time.
I mean, it's hysterical. And by the way, for the record, now this is a record, Nancy Pelosi's daughter is a filmmaker. And Nancy Pelosi's daughter filmed Nancy Pelosi as they were talking the day of the riot. And Nancy Pelosi on film, which I have seen and you have seen, said, quote, "We have totally failed. We have to take some responsibility for not holding the security accountable for what could have happened," she said. And then Nancy raged, "Oh my God, I cannot believe the stupidity of this, and I take full responsibility." She also chides the top aide for amid the chaos for not calling in the National Guard. You're going to ask me about this, to call them in. They breached the inaugural stuff. Should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard. Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with? I take responsibility for not having them prepared for more, unquote, Nancy Pelosi. And by the way, now Barry Laudermilk, a Georgia Republican congressman, has that new select committee which is investigating the truth about January 6th and what the Republican haters did to try to slant exactly what the results were. And you're going to learn a lot, including the FBI and Christopher Wray and all these people who just, traitors of their country. All right, 341, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. La-da-da. I'll do more politics. And by the way, they're going after Fetterman. We'll explain that here in a second. And you knew that was going to happen by his own party. They're going, the Democrats performed a coup against Donald Trump and their own guy Joe Biden, and now they're performing a coup against Senator Fetterman. But first, cut number 4 shortly, Flounder. Caitlin Collins, that skank from CNN, was talking with Ocasio Bangbango Stupidio, and they were talking about her presidential contender or a primary challenge to Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. And she, AOC and Bernie Sanders are having town halls with Schumer to complain about Republicans and so forth. And one of the California Democrats who works in an insurance company submitted a question to talk about whether taxpayers should be paying for the medical care of illegal immigrants. And Flounder, here's part of what AOC dodged in cut number 4, if you will, sir.
I want to bring in Jill Ireland, who is a Democrat who works in insurance. She's from Santa Barbara, California, and her question is appearing via video tonight.
Hello. My question is, do you think that taxpayers should be paying for the medical care of immigrants that are in the country illegally?
Well, we already know, and this is a common lie that Republicans have been repeating, that this shutdown is about Democrats trying to provide health care to the undocumented. And and we already know that it is federal law and federal statute that undocumented people cannot be covered by the ACA, they cannot be covered by Medicaid, they cannot be covered by Medicare. Period. That is the law of the land.
And so she said she believes that health care is a human right. Every person should be able to go to the doctor, but federal law is federal law. Now, she refuses to say, yes, the Democrats, well, in fact, let's do this. Let's play John Fetterman. John Fetterman, cut number 1 here, Flounder. John Fetterman is going to explain what nobody else has done. In fact, I don't know why the Republicans, and every day the freaking Speaker of the House gets up there with that little hottie brunette chick from Michigan, that little Congresswoman girl. Man, she turns me on. She's a little face work done, but she's a little cutie. Anyway, Fetterman is going to get primaried because he's the only one that makes sense. And you're going to hear at the end of this comment from John Fetterman exactly why the Democrats have no case, because they started it in the first place. Cut number 1 with John Fetterman. Number 1, sir.
That's why shutting the government is really what the Democratic Party wants to do. And I follow country, then party. And it's the wrong thing for the country in a period of chaos. I refuse to vote to shut our government down. I absolutely would love to have...
Now listen to the argument. This is the point.
I would love to have a conversation about extending the tax credits for health care. Absolutely. But I would remind everybody, too,
here we go.
This was designed by the Democratic Party to expire at the end of the year. This is not something taken by the Republicans. They were designed to expire. Now let's have a conversation to extend it and not shut our government down.
It was the Democrats' plan. It's supposed to have ended as it is right now. So if they just kept everything as it was, the Democrats have no argument to stand on. They're the ones who made the plan. The plan's over, so let's go back to Congress, and if you want a new plan, let's talk about it. But it's your fight. You can't suddenly do this and blame the Republicans as though they're taking something away. You took it away when you Democrats said it ends at the end of the year.
And the Democrats put that in.
Right.
Not the Republicans.
No,
Democrats passed Obamacare, not Republicans.
That's right. It was their plan and their ending and their responsibility, and now they're trying to blame Republicans for taking it away. You took it away. How come nobody's saying that except us and Fetterman?
And they lied and said it wouldn't need supplements, and it is needing more money.
Yeah. But again, it's John Fetterman. I don't know why the Speaker of the House doesn't say that every day. You Democrats put it in there. This is your law, your rule. We're not taking anything. You took it away. And no one's saying those words.
Because Republicans are, because that's what they do.
I know.
They just sit up. They're absolute cuckolds up there.
That's unbelievable. Anyway, 346 already, holy cow. Kim, Repeat, and Flounder, 404-741-1230 if you would like to be part of a program, and we'd love to talk with you as always. Anyway, hope you're doing all right. It's Thursday afternoon, hot and sunny, and it feels like summer, man. I love it. Look out.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if your old windows have you boiling in the summer and freezing in the winter, You need the pros at Window Nation with installation precision and experience that are second to none. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90Nation for your free estimate. And for a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free, plus no payments for 2 years.
Big moments deserve big-time craftsmanship. At Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we've been family-owned and operated since 1982 because we know what it means to show up when it counts. Jaron Solomon here, and that's why we're proud to be an official Tacori jeweler. Each Tacori ring is handcrafted in California, going through 20 elite artisans before it hits your hands. Not mass-produced, not generic, always personal. And with Solomon Brothers, you get lifetime cleanings, unbeatable financing, and the largest Tacori selection in Georgia. Stop by a store in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg. Visit SolomonBrothers.com to book your private appointment. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, where love is in the details and legends are built to last. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs and official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like St. Benedict's Episcopal School.
I'm Father Brian Sullivan, head of school at St. B's in Smyrna. We welcome students preschool through 8th grade into a diverse and inclusive community. With small classes and personalized learning, we focus on the whole child academically, socially, and emotionally. Beyond the classroom, our students thrive in arts, clubs, mini athletics, and community service. We're proud to offer Spanish as a core curriculum, and we are a STEM certified school, preparing graduates for success in high school and beyond. Applications are now open. Learn more at stbs.org.
Thanks, Father Brian. Friends, check out this community treasure. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Cold weather will be here before you know it. At the same time, power outages are on the rise. So here's an important question. If the power goes out when it's really cold, do you have a way to stay warm? If not, you've got to check out the Avesta off-grid space heater from My Patriot Supply. It's a compact, portable space heater that doesn't use electricity. It runs on something called canned heat, which is an indoor safe fuel. It's completely off-grid, and it can heat up a 200-square-foot room in a matter of minutes. With Avesta stashed in your closet, you can rest easy, knowing you and your family will stay warm, even if the power goes out. Plus, it doubles as a stove to boil water or cook food without electricity or propane. The best part is, you can get Avesta and a bunch of other free gifts when you order the Winter Prep Special from My Patriot Supply. Just go to MyPatriotSupply.com to see everything included. This offer won't last long, and neither will this nice fall weather, so go to MyPatriotSupply.com today. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Now, Flounder, we have two of these. Are they both together or one at a
just
time?
play it, together.
Okay. I've never heard this song. I know they hate when I say
played it
stuff.
a bunch of times, so you've definitely heard it.
I know. I definitely heard it, but I don't remember it. I know. I'm just saying. Don't get mad. It's not a personal attack. Everybody gets mad at me when I say, my God.
I'm not mad. I'm just letting you know you've heard it before.
Okay, fine. Anyway, okay, two things. First of all, on this day in 1992, Bob Dylan's 30th anniversary of his recording debut, a tribute rock concert at Madison Square Garden in New York, 1992. Guest performers included Neil Young, Eric Clapton, George Harrison, Roger McGuinn, Tom Petty, Ronnie Wood, and Bob Dylan, of course. Now, this day, 1992. Then, same day, 2001, 2 security guards were sacked after they refused to allow Bob Dylan into his own concert. Dylan had demanded security on his Love and Theft tour should be tighter than ever, and he didn't have a pass when he arrived backstage, so they wouldn't let him into his own concert. And they got fired, which seems a little unreasonable to me. But anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. And, in fact, when I was in there just about to talk to Flounder, and he's on the phone, I want to bring up an issue that some people are wondering about and just make sure that everybody is on the same page. But first, a little birthday thing here. I was going to save this for later, but what the heck? I salute this guy, John Mayer. Always seemed kind of, like a kind of a, a balladeer, love song, kind of a funny guy in some way. John Mayer is 48 years old, waiting on the world to change. Who says, say, no such thing, your body's a wonderland. You know the guy, John Mayer, 48. Yeah. The women he has dated, the women he has had in his arms include Jennifer Aniston, Katy Perry, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and Jessica Simpson. And, that's just the ones that, anyway, John Mayer. And he said, and by the way, he says one day he'd love to get married. He says he has trouble doing something, whatever, and he wants to get married one day, but holy cow. And it's, the singers, man. It's like the guy, if you ever, back in the day, it used to be if you were at a party and some guy brought along his guitar to play folk songs, it was over. He got your girlfriend from you. Anyway.
It seems like if someone showed up with a pulse, they would beat you out of some of these girls.
Apparently, yes. Apparently. I could not close many of the deals. Actually, well, no, never mind. And I mentioned these call letters the other day, too. It was on this day in 1920. The first license for a commercial radio station is applied for in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the first license for a commercial radio station was granted. The call letters were KDKA. It was intended to operate as a private radio telegraph link between Westinghouse and their Pittsburgh factory and other facilities so they could avoid the business expense of paying for telegraph and telephone lines. It was a Westinghouse dig, so they didn't have to pay the fees. After the success of the broadcast, though, in 1920, the presidential results were broadcast on that radio station, and then they said, oh my God, people liked it, so they started providing regular entertainment programs. And that's where radio really started, KDKA in Pittsburgh, and that is the first and only radio station in America that's allowed to keep the K instead of a W designation, because later they said everything east of the Mississippi would be starting with a W, so they can, and that's why in California it's KGO. I used to work for KGO and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's a little something on the radio for you. 3:55. Okie dokie. By the way, Flounder was having a discussion, and I've had a couple of Facebook things too. Let's clear this up so everybody knows where the fame is. Up until recently, the Kimmer Show YouTube page was where people would be watching the broadcast live every day. But Flounder, we now have changed, so if they go to YouTube...
So yeah, if you go to YouTube, just go to the Extra 1063, so all you have to do is go to the search function in YouTube and type in XTRA 1063 and it'll populate.
Okay, because people said, well, you're not on YouTube, I couldn't find you on YouTube, so they have to... If you go to YouTube, is it a search button, or what exactly
there's a search button right there, and you just type in Extra XTRA 1063.
Okay, so that's just, so then you can, and we're on right now, we're live right now on the Extra YouTube page, not the Kimmer Show YouTube page. So I think that clears it up.
Correct.
Okay, so there you go. So anyway, if you have a problem, we'll help you out. But, here we go. All right, now, 3:56. All right, this is an incredible story. And it takes place in Brazil. The Reverend Luciano Braga Simplicio got a bang on the door at the Our Lady of the Aparecida Parish, and some guys were outside, including a fellow who couldn't find his fiancée. And the priest answered the door wearing gym shorts, no shirt, no shoes, and everything like that. And he tried to kind of get away, but the crowd was saying, wait a minute, where do you think you're going? He tried to block the doors inside the parish home. The mob said, I think somebody's in there, something's going on. So the guy broke down the door. The priest then tried to block the bathroom door. So the guy broke down the bathroom door and found curled up under the sink in the priest's bathroom was the guy's fiance, who's 21 years old, was wearing simply the 21-year-old fiance hiding under the sink, and she was wearing a tank top and shorts as she lay on the floor crying. The priest and the girlfriend, the fiance of the guy, he was out of town. He came back to find out. They said, I think her girlfriend's with a priest. And they found her curled up with wearing very little clothing under his bathroom, and they deny there was any sex. And here, this is my favorite part. The priest says, oh, no, wait a minute now. You don't understand this. I only sneaked her into the room overnight last night because it was early morning. I only sneaked her in here because she needed to take a shower. She was so, she had been working really hard and she needed to take a shower after a long day working at the church. So he sneaked her in so it didn't look, like in public. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he shows up wearing workout shorts. And oh, my God. Brazilian priesthood, right, ladies and gentlemen. 21-year-old fiance with the priest. Okay. Anyway, 3:58, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We got the game coming up. Holy crap at sports and everything else. Flounder's funny here, too.
I've tried to be woke a little bit. They cancel team names now if they think the team name is historically insensitive. Like the Cleveland Indians had to change to the Cleveland Guardians. And it's because the term Indian is very offensive to 20-year-old liberal arts white girls. They call them the Cleveland Guardians now, but I don't think that's better than Indians. Because I went down to the Guardian Casino and I asked...
Guardian Casino.
I said, excuse me, can I speak with one of you Guardians? They're like, stop calling us that immediately. You Guardians are so sensitive. And they're like, I'm going to fight you. It just blurs everything, right? I was trying to teach my nieces and nephews how to play Cowboys and Guardians and teaching my niece how to give Guardian rubs. I wrote like 100 of these. I don't know if you know. It's a lot of Guardian jokes.
Guardian, who's that there, Flounder?
That is Mr. Jeff Dye.
Jeff Dye. Jeff Dye. We've heard Jeff Dye before. I recognize that when I remember the song. So I remember Jeff Dye before. By the way, we're going to do kind of a romance segment here, and we did talk about the Brazilian priest, the horn dog, who got caught with another guy's fiance, for crying out loud. She's under the sink, hiding in a tank top, but also some celebrities in the news, including the little hottie who's been popping up on my phone all the time without any shoes on, who now has decided that she and her lover are just going to be friends. It's all coming up. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. It's 4 o'clock, and here we go. What's happening? Look out. Stand by.
Always works.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Warning to Hamas. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. It comes from the White House after reports of more bloodshed in Gaza.
After video circulated of Hamas gunmen executing civilians they accused of working with Israel or stealing aid, President Trump has issued a new warning to the group. The president taking to Truth Social to say, quote, if Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. The U.S. still believes phase 2 of a ceasefire deal will move forward as planned.
Part of the next phase will include an international stabilization force that has has oversight from the U.S. military, but not American boots on the ground.
Under phase 1 of the deal, Hamas still needs to return the rest of the hostages' bodies, including remains of 2 Americans, but has said after returning 9 bodies so far, it needs specialized equipment to recover any more. President Trump now making a renewed push to end the war in Ukraine, holding a lengthy call with Russia's President Putin today and agreeing to meet with him again. Tomorrow, the president has a White House meeting with Ukraine's leader. China accusing the Trump administration of escalating a trade war.
Chinese officials say the U.S. is grossly distorting new export controls on critical rare earth minerals slated to take effect next month. President Trump is threatening to impose an additional 100% tariff on Chinese products in response, a threat U.S. Trade Representative Jamison Greer says is not idle.
If they actually implement what they've threatened to implement, they, in effect, will be decoupling.
The U.S. and China have backed off of previous tariff threats as trade talks continued. The president may meet with China's President Xi Jinping later this month.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. A late sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow down 310 points at the bell. The S&P and the NASDAQ also in the red. America is listening to Fox News.
Cold weather will be here before you know it. And you know what I realized the other day? The power usually goes out when it gets really, really cold, especially in Texas for some reason. And Americans have no way to keep their families warm. Neck nuts? People freeze in today's world. Then I heard about the Vesta off-grid space heater from the great people at My Patriot Supply. Now, this is a space heater that doesn't use electricity. It runs on something called canned heat, which is an indoor-safe fuel. The Vesta, if it's stored in your closet, you know you can keep warm no matter what. And it doubles as a stove to boil water or cook food, which is pretty cool. Now, the best part is you can get a Vesta and a bunch of other free gifts when you order the Winter Prep Special from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn right now and see everything included. The offer's not going to last long, and neither will this nice fall weather. So go to mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn today. That's mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn.
Now, look out now. We know who this is. Very distinctive musical intros. Stevie Wonder. In 1976, Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life went to number 1. The working title was Let's See Life the Way It Is. It featured Sir Duke, I Wish, Pastime Paradise, and Isn't She Lovely? 1976, it was Stevie Wonder's 3rd U.S. number 1. It became Stevie Wonder's best-selling and most critically acclaimed album of Stevie Wonder's career. Wow, okay, I didn't know that either. Anyway, Kimmer Peyton Flounder, birthday list includes Wendy Wilson. Wilson Phillips singer, daughter of Beach Boys Brian Wilson. Wendy Wilson is 56 years old today. Hold On, Please Release Me. I have those songs on my Magic Music stick, as I recall. And 1928 on this day, a little history note here. A patent is awarded for the first practical light bulb which has been frosted on the inside. It was a practical joke. New employees at General Electric's National Electric Lamp Company in 1928 were assigned the task of making a practical light bulb frosted on the inside because people said it was impossible to do. Until a new guy named Marvin Pipkin was assigned to do the task, and by God, he did it. And they all said, well, you can't have frosting on the inside. It's not going to work. Well, he pulled it off in 1928 for GE. 405, Kimmer Peyton Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got some love stories in the news here today, including something I'm going to talk about, which it turned out okay, but it was a little iffy there for a while. We got a lot of politics stuff coming. We got all the politics stuff here. Don't worry about it. Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas have decided they're just going to be friends. Yes, apparently they no longer have a spark between them. The spark is gone, and they still love each other's company. They're both really adult about it. Tom Cruise, 63, Ana de Armas, 37. They're friendly. They realize, friends say that they had a great time together, but the couple thing has run its course. They realized they weren't going to be going the distance. so they're better off as mates. I got a story about that, too. Anyway, the ballerina actress, first rumored to be dating back in February. They did romantic outings when they took a boat ride in Spain. They were at an Oasis concert in London. They were holding hands in Vermont, taking a walk in the wilderness. Tom Cruise used to be married to Mimi Rogers, Nicole Kidman, and Katie Holmes. And Ana de Armas, identified as the Cuban actress, married to a Spanish actor and model in 2011, and dated Ben Affleck and a guy who was the stepson of the president of Cuba. Anyway, and by the way, so they're going to be friends and they're getting along. Everything's fine. Ana de Armas in that movie Ballerina, John Wick ballerina thing. Holy cow! I've had it for like 2 weeks. I'm trying to watch it. I can't watch more than about 9 minutes because it's just all fighting. It's unbelievable. And it really is. It's different. And by the way, in that movie, to me, the thing I remarked about the most, because when we started talking about Ana de Armas, every time I mention something, she pops up on my phone. It's just, I open my Facebook page, there she is for some reason, because, the AI stuff, listening all the time. Anyway, but in the movie, she plays, she looks like more of a kind of a dangerous cutie who's a little over her head. It's a whole different look for her. It's really kind of interesting. But again, there's so much violence. It was hard to keep watching the damn thing. All right, 407. Now, a couple more quick love story type things here to see what's going on. We mentioned the other day that Kevin Federline has a new book out, and so he has been making the talk show rounds talking about things in his book. Among other things in his book, he said he was scared for the future of Britney Spears, to whom he was married, and they got a couple of kids. And he said, I'm scared for her as a father. I'm terrified I'll wake up. My sons are going to have to deal with the unimaginable, that she's in danger territory, and it's worse than anybody thought. He said their sons would wake up in the middle of the night to find her standing silently in the doorway, watching them sleeping, and she'd say, "Oh, you're awake," and she was holding a knife in her hand. That was in Kevin Federline's book. Well, Britney Spears says, now, wait a minute. The constant gaslighting from her ex-husband is hurtful and exhausting. I've always pleaded, says, and by the way, this is kind of pathetic. Britney Spears says, I've always pleaded and screamed to have a life with my boys. Relationships with teenage boys is complex. I felt demoralized by the situation. I've always asked and most begged for them to be part of my life. She said the sons she shares have always witnessed the lack of respect shown by their own father for me, and the kids need to take responsibility for themselves as adults now. They're 20 and 19. She said one son's only seen her for 45 minutes in the last year. The others had 4 or 5 visits in the last 5 years. Britney Spears says, I have pride too. From now on, I will let them know when I am available. Trust me, those white lies in that book, they're going straight to the bank, and I'm the only one who generally gets hurt here. She said she loves her boys. I'll always love them. If you really know me, you won't pay attention to the tabloids of my mental health and my drinking. She also mentions that this all comes from Kevin Federline after she stopped child support of $40,000 a month for a while there. Anyway, so that's just sad to me, the whole ordeal. And I think she's troubled. I clearly is, not, I don't know. I wish her well, but doesn't sound very healthy to me mentally. And one more, which, again, is just, and here we go, freaking love, man. Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, among the John Mayer's dating girls, as I recall. Maybe I could have gotten that wrong. Jennifer Lopez opening up why her most recent divorce ended up being the best thing ever happened to her. Jennifer Lopez is 56. She said in her divorce last year from Ben Affleck, she said, I got divorced this last time. It was the best thing that ever happened to me because it really made me journey into, I had a religious coach, I had a therapist, a couples therapist, an individual therapist, I had a coach for understanding addiction, I had everything. She said, I was like, I'm going to blank and figure this blank out if it kills me. Jennifer Lopez has been married 4 times. And she says if she was asked if she ever believes she's truly been loved, and Jennifer Lopez says no. She said, what I've learned is not that I'm not lovable, it's that they're not capable.
It's everybody else's fault, but she's the common denominator. But it's
it's that they're not capable. They don't have it in them. They gave me all they had. They gave me all of it every time, all the rings, all the things I could ever want, the houses, the rings, the marriage, all of it, but When my mother, my father, my own life, and I learned how to love, I felt neglected. All the things you have in your head as a person. I know who I am and just really appreciate that person. I'm comfortable and good in being myself, all the good parts and the kind of, anyway. So I asked her if she's ever truly been loved, and she said no. And it reminded me when I was on vacation. Tell me whether you think this was kind of weird. On vacation with the kids, and we're having a birthday party for Brady, who had a 15th birthday, and so the whole family's there, and including Dan, Dan's mother. Sarah's married to Dan. Dan's mother was there at the table, along with Dan and Sarah and Jennifer and Sarah and the kids and me, and so we're all at the table having dinner, and we got to talking about various things, and Dan's mother started asking me questions about my life and stuff like that. She asked me about the Marines and everything else, and then she asked me, we got talking about relationships or something, and I remember saying, I can't believe I said this out loud at the dinner table. We're all kind of talking various things. It wasn't like I made an announcement, but we're talking, and I said, well, the fact of the matter is the only woman who ever really, truly loved me is this one right here. And it was Hopple, my first wife, sitting next to me at the table. I said, the only one woman ever truly loved me, and that's Hopple, this one right here. And everybody kind of, said, wow, or they had some kind of reaction. And then we went on. Everything was fine. It wasn't any big deal. And then later, after she had left, because she lives nearby, so she drove and went back to her place. And so then I told Sarah, I mentioned to Sarah, I said, geez, I hope that wasn't too uncomfortable. I said, and of course, it makes me look like an idiot. Why'd you get divorced? Duh, I'm an idiot. Okay. But anyway, but I said, I hope that wasn't too uncomfortable. And Sarah said, no, as a matter of fact, Dan's mother said to them, wow, what a sweet thing to do. And she says, I wish my ex-husband had felt that way about me. And I'll bet a lot of people who have gotten divorced wish that same thing too. And I got to thinking, I don't know, I kind of feel funny about it, but I'm glad I said it. And it was true. I felt it. I meant it. And I just, the fact we got, one of the worst thing I ever did in my life was not stay with my wife and kids for the rest of my life. I'm going to go to hell for it, I'll bet you. Anyway, but I'm glad she knows that. She knew that, but I'm glad I said it out loud, and I felt kind of funny about it, but I feel better for it. And I hope she is too. Anyway, just passing along the life and times of the old fart. 1063 413. How you doing here? Happy Thursday, man. God.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Okay, an edition of You're Really Starting to Tick Me Off commentaries. I'm talking about email and messaging scams that I am, probably you, are getting every single day. First of all, do not try to tell me that the carriers and the platforms on which these scam messages and emails appear couldn't stop it if they wanted to. They could. I'm convinced of it. But while they're sitting on their butts, maybe I could guide you through some of this nonsense. First of all, you get a message saying the sender can quickly get you a guaranteed business loan, $1 million, $2 million, no credit check, and various other promises. Scam, you betcha. Several things thereafter. Personal information, employee identification number, social security number, address. They'll need all of this to get the loan for you. Once they've got it, they're gone. Secondly, maybe a processing fee. Once you've sent them a processing fee, they're gone. Or they may be trying to confirm that your phone number is active. If you so much as send the word stop, as they often ask you to do, ho, we got a live one here. Secondly, you're notified, as I was today, that I have won a gorilla cart from Home Depot. All I have to do is answer some questions. Once again, you're being mined for personal information. This is a scam when you look at the email address that sent you this nonsense. In this case, my email came from GoRimp ID314@live.com. Does that sound like Home Depot to you? And the third one, you get a mysterious text message. Hi, haven't heard from you in a while. Let's get together and play golf. That's all it says. You don't know who they are. And if you so much as respond with, who are you? Bingo! This is an active phone number. Let's use it and see if we can scam them out of anything. These people could be stopped. But for now, just understand their tactics. Neil Bortz Extra, 106.3.
Hey, it's Tug. I was raised to respect my neighbors, and they've got plenty to say about Southern Exteriors. Sarah from Covington, very professional, no hassle, and great quality. Will from Jackson, the crew showed up on time, worked efficiently, and left everything spotless. Jennifer from Jenkinsburg summed it up. Awesome, caring, professional. That's Southern Exteriors. Trusted by me, trusted by your neighbors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
A born leader never rests. The GLE SUV continues to advance its legacy with intuitive technology, rich refinement, and all-hybrid power, including a plug-in model. From safety to style, leadership is a GLE family value. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 SUV. Just $759 per month for 36 months with $62.13 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the RBM of Atlanta's fall sales event, now through October 31st. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through October 31st, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Ta-da. This was something of a comeback after a big split in 1972. Look out. Gibber, Pete, and Flounder with Creedence Clearwater Revival. 1972, they split up because their latest album, Mardi Gras, sucked. And
it's one of the worst songs ever.
Well, it would cost them their career. They broke up as a group, and then after some legal hassles with Fantasy Records and limited success as a solo act, John Fogerty would have 2 hits from 1972. He tried to go back again in 1985. This one, Center Field, and Rock and Roll Girls. Later on, Creedence Clearwater Revival's guy, John Fogerty, put me in, coach. His brother, Tom Fogerty, died in September in 1990, and other members of the band have been touring as Creedence Clearwater Revisited. So anyway, I can't imagine how that's going. Well, maybe they're doing great. I don't have no idea. can't imagine 50 years of going to. In fact, we have almost every couple times a week. Well, it depends, obviously. There are bands pulling up here to the theater next door, and you see the roadies and the guys are pulling in the trailers, and they've got all the stuff. And I got, in fact, I for very briefly dated a girl who picked me up on the sidewalk of San Francisco back when I was a TV guy, and she was a roadie or a groupie, I think, for a rock and roll band back in, it was like 1985 or something. And what a life. Anyway. Let's see, our birthday list, speaking of music-like stuff, and boy, this is a life. Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead. Bob Weir is still alive at 78. My daughter Jennifer, the former cocaine and crack addict, who's still an addict, but she's been clean for 21 years this month, by the way. And she used to be a deadhead, and we didn't know where she was for several years, and I think part of those times she was running around the country following the freaking Grateful Dead. On this day in history, 1793, 9 months after the execution of her husband, King Louis XVI of France. The daughter of a Holy Roman Emperor Francis I, Marie Antoinette married King Louis in 1770 to strengthen the French-Austrian alliance. She was extravagant, encouraged by her husband, encouraged him to resist reforms of the monarchy. Revolutionary uproar convinced the king and queen to try to escape to Austria in 1791. They were captured by revolutionary forces, went back to Paris. In 1792, the French monarchy was abolished. King Louis was condemned for treason and executed, and Marie Antoinette on this day in 1793 followed him to the guillotine. Her last words were, "Pardonnez-moi, monsieur, je ne l'ai pas fait exprès." Pardon me, sir, I did not do it on purpose. She spoke those final words to her executioner, Charles-Henri Sanson, after she accidentally stepped on his foot on the way to the guillotine. And she apologized for stepping on his foot accidentally, and they chopped her head off. I mean, holy cow. Can you imagine walking up to the steps of, then you see the blade? I mean, holy criminy.
Don't cut my head off.
Although I guess it's probably got to be instantaneous. I mean,
they say the head stays alive for several seconds.
Yeah. Well, I've seen my grandfather cut the heads off chickens, and they run around for a while, and anyway, God. 423, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. This is bizarre. Pete found this from somewhere on social media. There's a guy named Brandon Biggs who is he a podcaster or a commentator? Is he a social
psychic.
Media guy? Yeah. Is officially a psychic? Is like charge money and thing? Well, that's what he's known as. Anyway, his name's Brandon Biggs, and he predicted the assassination on Donald Trump. Well, so did Jesse Kelly. Long before Donald Trump was shot. I remember writing more than one time, Jesse Kelly said, I hate to say this, but I predict that Donald Trump's going to be assassinated. He didn't say that someone would try to shoot him. He said he would be assassinated. Jesse Kelly said that months ago, before it ever happened. Anyway, so Brandon Biggs predicted it too, and now he's come out with a new social media expose of some kind. He's now been given some inside information from up above, and Flounder cut number 3 here. Brandon Biggs has a look into the future of what's about to happen to all of us here on Earth, if you will. Number 3.
I saw these major alien ship, and it flies over the Vatican, and it goes over the Mayan temples down in Mexico. And I said, Lord, is there 2 of these? Because I keep praying about this. And he said, no, it's just one. And that's what's going to make everybody freak out, because they're going to see it moving across the ocean. You understand? It's going to be something that's going to be on TV. It's going to move across the ocean. And people are going to freak out in the days ahead. Then I saw little bitty ships coming out of this mothership that were balls of light. And it wasn't a real ship. It was demonic looking light that was traveling around causing confusion in our skies. You say, Brandon, that sounds way out there. Yeah, it is. It was way out there to me. I didn't even want to talk about it. But I'm instructed to. You say, well, Brandon, that sounds like you're on something. Well, no, folks, I'm just here to warn you. I'm just here to warn you. And as wild out there as a sound, fearful sights you will see that will bring you to your knee. I'm here to warn you. The enemy is not playing fair with trying to deceive people with what's coming. He's going to throw all the curveballs he can to try to deceive the nations. when the Antichrist steps on the scene and he says, hey, we have a solution for all the problems in the days ahead.
Oh, boy.
I have peace. I'm going to bring peace. I'm going to bring in prosperity. I'm going to do all this. But all you have to do is bow your knee to me on Fridays. And you're going to have to get a chip. You're going to have to do all these things. But it's going to be a solution because we're going to take care of all this with AI.
Well,
okay. He touched all the bases there.
Now, again, and some of the reaction includes, we've been talking about this alien or this weird thing in space that's heading toward us. A couple of guys reacting saying perception-based intelligence operative Sebastian Martin claims that the 3-1 Atlas, the thing that's out there in space they've been talking about for months now, is an alien mothership that's going to send a species of tall whites that will help humanity. Greys who landed in Roswell are a different species that communicates telepathically, AI-based humanoids. This guy's getting pings from a different source than heaven. The anomaly has been seen since 2014, originally over Antarctica after the Ark of Gabriel was transferred there by the Russian Navy from Saudi Arabia. Buzz Aldrin almost died on a trip to see it. Well, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, boy.
But again, we'll find out at some point, I guess. And now, seriously, think about, is there any doubt that is there any doubt that there's alien life of some kind out there? I mean,
maybe not sentient, but there's some life somewhere.
Some kind of other things out there that we don't know, and we can't. And maybe there's. I mean, I have to believe that there's other kinds of forms of something, and we just haven't figured out how to, the interchanging time zone or, warping of a time thing. I mean, I don't know. And by the way, I don't think that's an anti-God thing. I mean, who's to say that, God doesn't, if he did other things, maybe he did a lot of things. I mean, I'm not going to deny the power of if there's one almighty for all this stuff. But still, how do you think that people would react if, in fact, we started seeing all this stuff and everybody now believes it for sure? Not just things that might be something else, but it's real.
How people react would be fascinating.
Yeah.
It really would.
And I know, I know people who are very serious people. I know a woman who's been in law enforcement for a long, long, long time, and she told me the story years ago of seeing a UFO at the Disco Kroger shopping center.
No, Ansley Mall.
All right, it was Ansley Mall. That's right, I get that wrong every time. Ansley Mall. And she's not a light-headed drunkard type person who wasn't high on anything, I guarantee you.
Don't you think they've been with all these movies and TV shows and books for the last 100 years or so? They've been laying the groundwork for something showing up.
Yeah. I mean, you have to, and again, if the scenario is that they land and say, we bring you peace and we're here to, cure cancer and stuff, well, thank you, God.
Is it going to be E.T. or is it going to be War of the Worlds?
Yeah, exactly. It's good. Yeah. Anyway, it's just, maybe AI can figure it out. I don't know. I'm just flabbergasted at the whole thing. I wish I could live a lot longer than I probably will, just to see what's going to happen here. I mean, because I think it's close. I think things are happening with this AI stuff, and all of a sudden things are really getting spinning. I mean, things are spinning that we're out of. I mean, we all admit we're out. It's out of control. We don't really have a handle on stuff.
We went from the industrial to nothing to an industrial age to communications like TV and radio to computers and internet.
Yeah.
And now here comes AI.
And this is it. And this is the biggest thing ever. And this is going to be, whether we worship the God of AI, think, well, he's never been wrong.
He has been. They're wrong all the time.
Well, I know. I know. But again, once they start curing diseases, people are going to put a lot more faith in it. Well, we'll see. 429. Seriously, I mean, what a situation. I mean, what the glory of this life. What a freaking mystery. What a mystery of life. What a mystery. I know.
I found
429. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Happy Thursday. Shannon Burke at 5 o'clock. Look out.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for True Prep. The weather's cooler, but the deals are getting hotter at True Prep's fall clearance sale. Take advantage of markdowns across every department, from firearms to prepping products, and save up to 66%. Don't wait. These deals won't last. And once they're gone, they're gone. Go to trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com and click the fall clearance sale banner at the top of the page to see all the items on sale. These deals are only good in store and while supplies last. So hurry into True Prep today.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and if you have been injured in a car crash, it's going to be harder than ever to get insurance companies to treat you fairly. What you need is a real lawyer on your side, not some phony TV or billboard lawyer who doesn't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 straight years, and we try cases and we win. We get results for our clients. Call me, get in touch, hagan-law.com. We are real lawyers who will win your personal injury case.
Hey, Atlanta Braves fans, this is Kelly Kroll asking you to step up to the plate for the men and women who have served our country and protected our freedom. The Warrior Alliance, an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, is helping thousands of veterans to achieve success after military service. Either you or someone you know has served and deserves our support. The best way to say thank you for your service is by helping a veteran round the bases on their journey home. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Over the past 9 years, Stovall has raised over $400,000 for the National Breast Cancer Foundation through our Pinktober fundraiser. Join us again this October in supporting their mission for helping women now as they face breast cancer. All proceeds of our selection of pink plants, as well as 10% of all Rainbird irrigation sales, will be donated directly to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Customers can also donate in person at any Stovall location and receive a free gift. Visit any Stovall store or check out our website at stovallinc.com to find out more.
The right partner makes all the difference. For more than 185 years, we've forged personal relationships with our customers and communities, funding economic development and rallying around the causes that are important to our neighbors. With the technology, products, and expertise you'd expect from a big bank, and the local decision-making and commitment to community from your neighborhood bank, United Bankshares is your trusted financial partner for life. Learn more at bankwithunited.com. United Bankshares, member FDIC.
Welcome to the Kemmer Show halftime update.
Hey, bastard.
Let's check in with Pete on the scoreboard.
We got distracted
versus stories actually
it's a lot of things going on in here.
All right.
Well,
of the 14 stories that you made Flounder get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and pull for you.
Yes, I did. Yes.
How many do you think you've done so far?
Like 12, 13, 20, 11 maybe, probably.
Lower.
A little lower. About 9, 8.5.
8.
You
have done more than half.
I'll be damned.
Halfway through, you've done more than half.
Well, there we are. So that's a good sign. By the way, it's going to get ugly here in a second, too. Are we doing music, Flounder, or was that our intro?
That was our intro.
Okay. All right. Well, let me do a quick birthday. I wonder why there was one fewer song on the list today. Our birthday list includes Fred Turner. Fred Turner is 82 from the group Bachman Fred Overdrive. You ain't seen nothing yet. Taking care of business. Let it ride. Fred and Randy got back together a few years ago simply as Bachman and Fred. I guess at their age, Overdrive is no longer an option. Anyway, Fred Bachman is 82. Fred Turner, right? 82 years old today. And let's see, on this day in history, 1859, abolitionist John Brown captures the U.S. arsenal near Harper's Ferry, Virginia. 1859, he was trying to initiate an armed slave revolt. So he captured the weapons. He and his party of 22 guys. Unfortunately, the United States Marines showed up in 1859, and 10 of Brown's party were killed immediately, including 2 of his sons. Brown was captured later by Colonel Robert E. Lee and hanged. Brown had asked Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass to join him in the raid. Harriet Tubman was prevented by going to the raid because she was sick, and Frederick Douglass declined because he thought that John Brown's raid would fail. Can you imagine? If both Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass had gone on the raid, they'd be dead.
And she wouldn't be.
She wouldn't have led the train to heaven or the Underground Railroad. I mean, good. And Fred Douglass said, "Nah, that's not going to work." And by the way, again, every time I see the picture of Frederick Douglass, looks like God. I mean, if that famous portrait, man, is that a good-looking portrait? Just wow, shocking. All right, now let me ask you a question. I've got newsy stuff and everything else. I'm on my lap pad thing here. Okay, this eye thing. Hey, baby, that's my girl going by. And all of a sudden now, I tried to type in NYPOST, New York Post, and it's got me on Google Shopping. And I can't get out of it. Google sign in, no, and done. Sign in, no. I'm trying to exit out, and nothing will happen. I can't get the New York Post.
You will buy something, dammit.
I mean, seriously, I don't know how to get out of it. It won't let me erase it or swipe it or anything. And I can't just type in New York Post for some reason.
Give them your credit card number, and they'll let you go back in.
I type in New York Post, and it says Google Shopping. And I mean, I don't believe it. I can't. I don't know what to do. I hate that. I just freaking hate it. I'm an educated man. I don't know how to work a freaking laptop to go just sign into the freaking new thing with New York Post. I mean, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I don't know what to do. It won't let me do anything. It says shake to this. No, I put the X on, and it's still Google Shopping. Mm-hmm. I don't know where that came from, and I can't get out of it. It won't let me get out of it. Oh, Jesus. I mean, honestly, I'm just, I'm going to take a freaking hostage. Oh, here's the other thing. One more thing. I got newsy stuff, but I got to get them out of my freaking mind here too. Guess what I have in my hand right here? I have in my paper. That's exactly correct. I have in my hand right here. Let's see. I have in my hand right here a little notice from State Farm. And it says, we have not received the amount required to keep this policy in force, so in accordance with the cancellation provisions, your policy identified in this notice is hereby canceled effective 12:01 a.m. Standard Time, October 28th, due to non-payment of the premium. No further notice will be sent to you. Well, okay, here's the funny thing. I got the cancellation notice in the mail. I never got the bill in the mail. Which is why I didn't pay the bill, because I never got it. But luckily, thank you, State Farm. Rick Taylor's my agent at State Farm, and State Farm texted me that I hadn't paid my bill. Or it was either an email or text. Either way, they notified me that my bill is late, and so please get in touch with us so you don't lose your insurance coverage on your chopper. If I'd been stopped on the chopper and hadn't paid the thing, they would have taken me to jail and hauled that thing off in a trailer someplace. Freaking mail, I've supported the post office from the very beginning. Think it's a great deal for 50 cents to get a letter across the country in 4 or 5 days. I think it's amazing, door to door. But this crap they've been doing to try to renovate and update the freaking post office, all of a sudden now, how come I got the cancellation notice, but I never got the bill? I mean, And thank God, State Farm has a notification thing, so I've got my policy. Everything's fine. I called them up, and they said, boom, bam, you're in. But still, I mean, a freaking post office, man, how hard can it be to put stuff in a box? Sorry.
How about,
right, yes.
By the way, the founder saw this earlier.
What the hell was that? Oh, my God. Maybe. Oh, can I answer? Oh, you know what this is? This is about my car.
You're doing a show.
Yeah, you're in the middle of a show right now.
Oh, crap. Tell me whether my car's ready. I'll check it during the break.
Priorities.
I know. Well, priority. Yeah. No, the show takes number one, as always.
Well, Flounder found this earlier, a report that Ace Frehley of KISS had died, and now they're saying he's on life support with brain bleeding.
Whoa. Do we know what? Is he fall, or was there an accident?
He canceled his tour because of health reasons. And,
but brain bleeding is usually caused because of an impact or a fall or something. Now maybe a clot of something. I don't know. Wow, that's awful. Do we say his age or anything? He's got to be up there pretty good.
Oh, he's in the 70s.
Yeah, I was going to say close to 80 probably. Well, we wish him Ace Frey. We wish him well, and thank you for the update. Now, how do you feel about this? 439. Oops, I just got a ding. Yeah, I'm going to have to check. I can't wait to check my phone. The Vatican. This guy, this new pope, has got a whole different thing going here, apparently. The Vatican has now decided that the vice prefect of the Vatican Library will now allow people studying there to have their own Muslim prayer room.
Oh, boy.
The Vatican Library, one of the oldest in the world, has been collecting religious texts from across the world since it was established in 1475. We're a universal library, Arabic, Jewish, Ethiopian collections, and unique Chinese pieces. Years ago, we have the oldest medieval Japanese archive outside of Japan. 80,000 manuscripts, 60,000 archival items, 100,000 engravings, prints, coins, stuff like that. With an online requesting system, they say, the Cardinal said the library receives extraordinary requests from around the world. We've been receiving the most absurd requests, especially from America, like, do you have a time machine? Or is a menorah from the Temple of Jerusalem there? Or how about the Holy Grail? Stuff like that. But here's the thing. They say, well, we're a library, and some of the students have asked us to have an area so they can practice their own religion at the Vatican.
Just one religion.
Okay, but here's the difference between having books about religion and having Muslims have their own prayer room. Are they going to do a call to prayer? Is the Vatican going to have a freaking siren?
Where's the Hindu room and the Shinto room?
That was my next question. How many you got? You're going to have a
Jewish room?
Yeah, exactly.
Where is it? Why is it just one religion getting that?
Yeah.
Because of money, and they're afraid.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with the church.
Well, it's not it's not moving in the right direction, especially if you read the book of Revelation. It's not going the right way.
Well, I don't think people read the Old Testament. I think everything's
New Testament.
Well, then like the New, Old, like a double Corinthians. We got.
You're just a minister.
Well, yeah. So.
Don't know the difference.
Well, for another shut up. Another $50, I could have been a bishop.
You could.
I forgot what it cost you for your thing. Do you remember? I think it was like $75.
I don't.
But I said and the only reason I did it was because of Jesse Jackson, because he got caught spending hundreds of thousands of dollars for that hooker he knocked up, the professor at University of Georgia, and he used his Rainbow Push Coalition money to pay her off, to shut her up.
I studied for years at the seminary off Columbia Drive.
Did you? Well, no, there. You see, that's the difference between you. And I'm the one who can't work my freaking laptop to get on the New York Post. I swear to God, I'm gonna. Something bad's gonna happen.
I wonder if that's still over there. And Columbia Drive used to have. It had a seminary, and it had an orphanage, an actual to God orphanage over there.
Really? No kidding.
Yeah, Glenwood and Columbia around there. Yeah.
Wow, I don't remember that. Let's see. Speaking of orphanages, have you seen the picture of Barack Hussein Putitat's crematorium, otherwise known as his presidential center, being compared to the Death Star? Have you seen this thing? It's a giant black.
It's not really black.
Well, no, it's just a giant, gray, ugly looking
monolith
thing that sticks into the sky.
It's ugly as hell.
Oh my God! It's a slab of concrete and granite, 225 feet high. Ridiculed. It looked like some kind of Star Wars X-Wing fighters closing in on the library building. Empire Strikes Back, like something from the Lord of the Rings on the roof.
It does. Look like Lord of the Rings, like one of the towers.
It does.
And you say what you will about Jimmy Carter. He is a very, very pretty library over there.
Just nice. It should be. Just a place to go and read and relax and stuff. Yeah. And by the way, not only that, Barack Hussein Putitat is not going to have any books. It's not a library. The center will have no physical presidential records. No books, no papers.
What the hell is in it?
It will have access to digital files, ladies and gentlemen, so you get to go type in what you want to look for and do it digitally.
What do you need something that big then?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not having books and stuff, why did you need a building that big?
Yeah. And by the way, the original budget to build this crematorium was originally $500 million. Now it's $830 million, and it won't even open for at least another year. It's ugly. It's a worst looking thing you've ever seen. The Death Star.
The electricity and the water that's going to go through this building that doesn't need it.
Not only that, the people in the community around there in Chicago saying, we don't need this. We need housing and better jobs and stuff like that, and spend your $830 million on the people who live there instead of no books in the library. Some library. I mean, geez. Anyway, freaking hard to believe. I swear to God, I'm going to figure out the stupid post office thing. All right, hold on. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's almost 4:44. We have a game coming up here. Let's do a game shortly. Also, I've got some tweets and funny stuff from our friends at the Babylon Bee. And by the way, I've heard the morning show play this, and Jesse Nighttime played some last night. Have you heard some of the testimony from the Supreme Court about the voters' bill and what they were talking about? Ketanji Bippity Boppity Boo, the Supreme Court justice who's a DEI hire only. She got that job because she's black, girl. And she was mouthing along about how black people are so disabled that white Democrats won't vote for black Democrats, and black Democrats don't know how to access computer files, and so that's why the gerrymandering is so legit. I'm thinking, oh my God. I mean, they're ridiculing her because she's not only defining a racist view of how you gerrymander a district, but trying to justify it because black people are too stupid to know how to vote.
Look, there's a great meme of Clarence Thomas with his hand around her shoulder.
Yeah,
trying to
Babylon
explain
B.
that black people are disabled. It's just her.
Just you, sweetie. Babylon B. It's 4:45. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Holy Rapid Sports. Got Flounder's Funnies, and we'll do a game. Let's do a game coming out. You want to do a game? Let's do a game.
Let's do a game.
Coming right. All right, look out. Here we go. Stand by.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. The big question for many of our listeners as they approach retirement is, will I be okay in retirement? Sean, how do you help someone figure out if they've saved enough to be comfortable?
Great question. There's a lot of different aspects to this, but the biggest thing is looking at risk. Look, there's a lot of different risks to your money, like market risk, there's healthcare costs, inflation, and taxes. All those need to be accounted for. Many people worry if they've saved enough. Am I going to outlive my money? Strategies to help preserve your wealth can be more important than the dollar amount that you saved. Get an analysis of your situation to help you get that clarity that you need.
Tell us about the offer you have for listeners.
If you're worried about if you'll be okay for retirement, you probably don't have a plan. You might not even know what I mean when I'm talking about, do you have a retirement plan? Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit, and you can get that by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped me put this thing together just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters from everything from investments to Social Security, income planning, and has other guides that go along with it as well, with some checklists in regards to all those different strategies and topics as well. So if you want to get that information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Like Sean said, just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Steel. The weather has changed and here comes the leaves. Get ahead of the work with Steel's backpack and handheld blowers. They make fall cleanup quick. If you need a handheld blower for small spaces, a backpack blower for bigger jobs, or a powerful professional model to really make those leaves fly, Steel's got it all. Find your next Steel product at Howard Brothers. Their friendly team can help you find the perfect Steel blower to keep those pesky leaves out of your way. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
Don't believe this nonsense you see on TV commercials about how uncomfortable a CPAP mask is. Take it from me. You wear one, especially the nasal pillow I use, for one night, and you will fight anybody that tries to take it away from you. But if they do take it away from you, you can get more at cpapsetcetera.com, cpapsetc.com, with a store in Alpharetta, same-day shipping. To your health, cpapsetc.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day, and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
Crap. Sorry, no, everything's good. Everything's fine. Crap. I got to get my car back here if it kills me. Here we go. But first, the Beatles. Little day tripping going on here. 1965. The Beatles recorded Day Tripper at Abbey Road in 3 takes, and then they added the vocals and overdubs, completing the song by the end of the day, which I guess is unusual. Day Tripper, 1965. Let's see here. Our birthday list, Kim Repeat and Flounder, includes Barry Corbin. Barry Corbin is 85. Barry Corbin, known to me first in Northern Exposure, which was a really good series. I think it was a very, very well done series. Barry Corbin, Northern Exposure. He was also in Yellowstone. He was in Urban Cowboy. He was in War Games. And he played one of the grizzled old sheriffs in No Country for Old Men. Mm-hmm. And I remember now when the other sheriff, when the star of the show came in and was talking to him, and there was a pot of coffee on the burner over there in the back, and the guy says, "Oh, you got some coffee?" He says, "Yeah, I'll make a pot every 2 or 3 days or so. There's probably some good stuff in there yet." He just leave it burning on the stove for like 3 days at a time. Anyway, Barry Corbin, 85 years old.
Got some good breaking news here.
Oh, what you got there?
John Bolton has been indicted.
Whoa! Secret documents? What'd he do?
Mishandling classified information.
Yeah.
Let's see. 2 months after FBI agents raided his Washington, D.C. office and suburban Maryland home, they found possible violations of the Espionage Act, which dates back to 1917. Unauthorized possession of national security documents that is illegal. About weapons of mass destruction, they found cell phones and documents labeled Trump 1 through 4, all kinds of stuff about Allied strikes, which he should not have, and also a foreign entity had hacked Bolton's email account and saw some of the stuff he had. He faces about 10 years in prison.
Wow. I'll tell you what, I mean, it's about time. You know, we've all been saying, and again, still really early in Donald Trump's administration. He's been, hasn't been in office that long. I mean, seriously. But we wanted perp walks. We wanted people getting arrested, and here we go. It's starting. And I can't wait until they have the official January 6th real commission to investigate exactly what the hell was going on there. And the fact that there were, 220 secret undercover FBI agents or sisters, stooges, or whoever there on the property, and it was all secret, and it was. I'm telling you, Christopher Wray and
I thought
Jim
he said to Congress, right to their face, there were none.
Yeah, there weren't any. No, it was. Yeah. And then, of course, then he said, "Oh, I'd love to stay and talk longer, but I got a vacation thing. I'm sorry. I'd love to, if I could stay longer, I'd be very happy to." Yeah. Unbelievable. We had no idea. And now the Democrats are going to do their gaslighting, saying, well, you Republicans are just going after revenge. They're going to say, they have said Republicans are politicizing the Department of Justice to go after their enemies. Oh, my God. No, we're going after the criminals. We're going after... We're going after the criminals, not our enemies who happen to be our enemies, but they're going after the criminals, the people who performed a coup in this country and destroyed the respect we have for our basic institutions. If you can't trust the FBI, my God. The CIA, the NSA, and all those alphabet agencies. It's just like something out of not John Grissom. Who's the guy with Matt Damon movies? Jason Bourne's, Robert Ludlum, Jason Bourne movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Good grief! It's all real.
Turn the state against the people. That's what the East Germans did. The Soviets did. The Mao's people did. Still do.
I'll tell you, John Bolton. He was indicted. And these are all big-time federal felony stuff. This is not, misdemeanor crap. Holy moly. Well, here we go. This is big. Also, a surprise story this morning. I hadn't heard about this. There's a woman at the University of North Georgia named Kelby Murphy, a senior, and she bought an assigned textbook in her International Public Relations course, paid $100 for the textbook. Boy, is that what they're costing now? I guess there are still assigned textbooks you have to get. I guess you can't do everything. I didn't even, I wonder I don't know what school's like. I have no idea what it's like.
You shouldn't unless you're hanging around there.
I know, yeah. But still, I don't know anything about what I don't know what a second, third, fifth, ninth grader does. I don't know what they do in school. Do they have a homeroom? Do they? I don't know. and certainly college, I don't know. And again, college professors have been saying, they just sit there on their phones and goof around and mostly don't show and don't entertain questions. And they're just.
And AI does their reports anyway.
That's right. AI does the reports and they just go to the web later and figure out what they're supposed to know to get by.
You know what? I was dumb too when I was in college, and I wasted several years before I finally got serious about it. I don't think they realize you're actually there to learn something.
Yeah.
You're actually there to learn something you can use the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And this farting around, playing around, and not doing it seriously is going to bite you in the butt.
Well, my first 2 years, I got thrown out of I flunked out basically the first two places and joined the Marines. But I never thought for once, boy, I'm going to do something, figure out what I want to do for a living. It was just taking courses because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
supposed to go to college. I was a prep school student. My family was successful, and my old man was, and so obviously the thing is go to college. But I wasted it. It's money.
It's a waste of money and time until you know what you want.
Yeah. Anyway, well, so this young lady, Kelby Murphy, a senior, North Georgia College, University of North Georgia, International Relations course, and the opening chapter in Chapter 8, the opening passage reads, quote, "An internet search produces the following modifier for identity: corporate, sexual, digital, public, racial, national, brand, and even Christian, a U.S.-based white supremacist group." So they say, well, we have corporate titles and sexist titles and digital titles and a Christian title for the white supremacist groups. And she said, no, wait a minute. The way it's worded, it lists several marginalized groups in America, but it's only calling Christians to be white supremacists.
Yeah.
She said the scariest thing about this book was written in 2007. It's been shared for almost 20 years, and no one's even questioned the fact that they're calling Christians a white supremacist group.
And this is North Georgia in Dahlonega, Georgia.
Yeah.
It's a conservative school. It's a military school, some of it.
Yeah. And by the way, this young lady, Kelby Murphy, was baptized in March. Her grandfather's a Baptist minister in North Carolina. He says, never back down when it comes to your faith, and so she did not. Now, the school, University of North Georgia, says, well, the reference there was not describing Christians. It was an extremist examples. Yeah, it really was, it was bad something, or the word, yeah. God, anyway, I never, thank God she said it, caught it. Anyway. Have you heard what they're doing with the hackers now have taken over airport speakers? And the public address speaker message in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania at the airport started saying it was a Turkish hacker, and it said, "Free Palestine, FARC Netanyahu, and FARC Donald Trump," over the loudspeakers at the Harrisburg airport. Yeah. They hacked into the system. A Delta flight that was boarding had to stop, and they made them all go off the plane and search the plane for bombs. And the people go through each check again because they didn't know what the hell was going on. Announcement saying, screw, F Trump and F Netanyahu and then Free Palestine at the airport. Anyway, Flounder's funny. I'll bet you we got one more.
A lot of neighborhoods have that sign, and I know you've seen it, and it's just a little turtle holding a stick. Do you know the sign I'm talking about? It says, drive like your kids live here. Hey, drive like your kids live here. Really? Is that what you want me to do? Have you met my kids? If I drive like they live here, someone could get hurt. That could happen. I know, the room got a little tight because there's always people like after the show, Joe, that sign is a sign for safety. I don't appreciate that. And it's usually a woman in white pants.
Reminds me of one time on Arrested Development when the bald guy star is driving with his goofy drunk wife, and she's driving through the neighborhood, and she clips that sign and takes the arm right off that little plastic man who's been slowed down for her kids. Blam! It takes his arm clean off of the car. Anyway, that was a great series. I guess it's still around. I may even have a couple on my DVR.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. I'm going to have my Delta pilot, come over and get me on all that stuff.
Sure,
I'm telling you. Well, again, I just had this morning. I texted Quarter Pounder on I said the app is dead. The app is dead. I can't hear the radio station. He said, well, mine works fine. It was my freaking Wi-Fi. It goes out and then it goes. It may come back or it may not. I mean, it's a nightmare. I know.
Poor quarter pounder. He's trying
poor
to
bastard.
work. They're doing his show.
Yes,
and you're
answer
bothering him in your pajamas.
Yeah, every day, pretty much. Reminding him of stuff, Anyway, but they never get a hold of me. Not him again. At 5 o'clock, Shannon Burke from the Country of Men on the Radio, Florida Style. It's an official title. It's a new title, or so I think. I know.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
This is a Fox News alert. A former Trump advisor is indicted. I'm Lisa Brady. Just getting word of charges against John Bolton, who served as national security advisor in the first Trump administration. He's been under FBI investigation for possibly mishandling classified documents.
His own attorney, Abby Lowell, who famously represented Hunter Biden, Bill Clinton, Jared Kushner in the past, put out a statement a couple of weeks ago when news was swirling that this may be happening, admitting that Bolton did have classified documents in his possession, but said that those were pre-cleared for the publication of his book.
Fox's David Spund. Bolton is now charged with counts including retention and transmission of national defense information. President Trump plans to meet with President Putin soon after a call with the Russian leader today before a White House meeting tomorrow with Ukraine's president.
I mean, we have a problem. They don't get along too well, those two, and it's sometimes tough to have meetings, so we may do something where we're separate but equal.
Ukraine's leader has been pushing for longer range weapons to put more pressure on Putin to end the war in Ukraine, but Putin is pushing back, particularly on the issue of Tomahawk missiles. President Trump also just clarifying his warning earlier today for Hamas to stop killing civilians or be killed, saying it would not be U.S. troops going in. Meantime, U.S. officials still expect phase 2 of a Gaza peace plan to move forward.
Hamas still must release the bodies of 19 hostages in order to fulfill their phase 1 ceasefire obligations. After releasing the bodies of 2 additional hostages overnight, Hamas says it's released all of the remains it has located. The group says significant efforts and specialized equipment are now needed to locate the others.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. We're just getting reports of a Hamas statement reiterating commitment to the Gaza agreement. America is listening to Fox News.
Cold weather will be here before you know it. And you know what I realized the other day? The power usually goes out when it gets really, really cold, especially in Texas for some reason. And Americans have no way to keep their families warm. Neck nuts? People freeze in today's world. Then I heard about the Vesta off-grid space heater from the great people at My Patriot Supply. Now, this is a space heater that doesn't use electricity. It runs on something called canned heat, which is an indoor-safe fuel. The Vesta, if it's stored in your closet, you know you can keep warm no matter what. And it doubles as a stove to boil water or cook food, which is pretty cool. Now, the best part is you can get a Vesta and a bunch of other free gifts when you order the Winter Prep Special from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn right now and see everything included. The offer's not going to last long, and neither will this nice fall weather. So go to mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn today. That's mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right up like, ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and Shannon Burke down in Men Radio, Florida Style, with men who are masculine on the radio.
Masculine and radio.
Yeah, there you go. A real man kind of, the men of America, Florida
out
man.
here in the country. How y'all? Hey, buddy, doing, Cameron? How y'all, man?
We're alive. We're alive, I I tell you. What's happening, my man?
You know, it's a beautiful Florida day, and
beautiful time of year down in Florida. I tell you, when I retired, you know, I ended up spending the whole year down there. But before I did that, I'd come up north for the summer. But when, you know, like late September, you go down to Florida, down to Palm Beach Gardens, and stayed there until, you know, around May 5th or 10th or something. After that, here comes the heat and the storms. But
and the bugs.
And the bugs, yeah. But
don't get me started about the bugs.
I know. Beautiful time of year right now, though. You're in for a great winter, I'll bet you. If you don't anyway.
They say it's going to be colder than normal down here. We're looking forward to that.
That's all right. You can live with that.
What do you make of, let me ask you fellas, about the hardcore sell the last couple of days that Jimmy Kimmel has opened his show with, trying to convince every American that Antifa is anything but a group, that they are a feeling, that they're a taste, they're a smell, they're a perception, they're a vapor, they're, you know, anything but a real group. And then you've got this Rutgers professor who wrote the Antifa handbook. He's known on campus as Dr. Antifa. I mean, and he gave 50% of the proceeds from his book to the Antifa Defense Fund. Why does a thought and a feeling need a defense fund?
Yeah, and the students are demanding he keep his job. They're all very upset that, you know, isn't he the one who had to flee? He said he was afraid for his life or something.
Yeah, he's already gone. Yeah. They raised $40-something thousand from some other professors, and he's skedaddled off to Spain. Where's the last place the globe had a fascist government?
Yeah, and speaking of Antifa...
rightist fascist,
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of Antifa, the FBI has now made the first ever arrest for Antifa individuals for trying to murder federal agents in Texas on July 4th. Remember that case? So again, here we go. Antifa, 2 arrests for actual Antifa members who supported Antifa and tried to kill federal agents with Antifa guns. So, you know,
gaslighting of Goebbels scale.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. It's a feeling. It's a notion. It's a, you know, it's a smell. It's anything but an organized group of people.
Well, remember when old Poopy Pants, the congressman, what's his name, little penguin duck walker from New York?
Nadler.
Yeah, Jerry Nadler. He looks like he's trying to take little teeny steps because he's afraid to take a big one because something bad's going to happen in his pants. You know, I mean, I'm sure he looks like, you know, they say he's the guy who stinks so bad nobody wants to be near him because he's got, you know, he messes his pants all the time, and that's why he walks like that. Anyway, he originally said, well, Antifa's just a thought. You know, there's no Antifa. It's not really a thing. Oh, my God.
I mean, come on, people. You know, the jig is up here.
I know.
You know, you don't have a defense fund for a feeling, you know, unless your feelings can get put in jail and arrested for terroristic threats or something of that nature.
I mean, it's just, please. And unfortunately, people are buying this stuff. It's really disgusting. You know?
What do you make of the, what do you suppose? I think most people know which way the Supreme Court is headed with this voter rights amendment, and that it's time to stop drawing up districts based on racial preferences here. I mean, it only makes sense. You know, I think, but it's going to be, I don't know, you know, how the left is going to react to that, because it will spell the end of the Democrat Party.
Well, they're saying that they'll lose 19 seats almost immediately, but then it could be something like 50, depending on how far this goes. But did you hear any of the audio of the actual arguments before the Supreme Court?
Yeah.
A couple of the dumb one, and the Katinji bippity boppity boo. Oh my God. Holy crap. I mean,
black people are disabled.
They're disabled. They're too stupid to be able to figure out how to get to the polls. Oh my God, which is the definition of a racist. I mean, holy God in heaven. I mean, and we mentioned earlier that Babylon Beast has, you know, Clarence Thomas saying, oh, it's okay, Katanji, not all people are disabled and stupid, only you. I mean, it's unbelievable.
They'll probably drop it tomorrow late afternoon, let it sink into the weekend a little bit, but it really will spill immediate doom for these midterms.
Well, yeah, in fact, I know this sounds like a stupid question, but I haven't gotten a legitimate answer for it. Why is it that the number of districts for a state is determined by the population? Okay, so let's say a state deserves 5 congressmen. Okay, the state's
5 congressmen.
No, I didn't mean we all say it. Let's say it. It's a whole nother, you dirty bastard. You do it every time I say, let's say this, let's say it. Anyway, all right, so let's pretend that a state gets 5 congressmen, okay?
Right.
Therefore, why don't they just divide the state up into 5 equal squares? And each congressman gets a square, and if you have 10 residents living in the woods, that's your congressman group. If you have most of all the city, then you happen to have the city. It's just based on 10 squares, and where people live is where people live. I don't know why every state isn't just divided into the number of squares they're supposed to get.
Well, because we all know, because they wanted to gerrymander these districts. I mean, and you look at there's some of the districts in Texas that look like a worm running up a highway.
They all do. Hell, Illinois is the word. Illinois is the example
like
of
a
it.
scorpion tail in the Illinois district.
Seriously.
And we have to get a clean census that disregards non-citizens.
That's the other thing. That's exactly the major thing, and that's going to make all the difference.
That's the only way that Democrats have gotten where they are right now. They'll publicly admit it out loud. I need some more illegals. I need some numbers in my.
That's right. That's right.
It's terrible.
Well, you have to think that just because you're a resident doesn't mean that because you don't have the power to vote, therefore you should not be able to be counted as those who can vote. The reason you have congressional districts is to find out who's eligible to vote in the elections.
Right.
Anyway, I just we'll see.
Have you seen the inside of the Oval Office lately?
All the gold?
Yes. What are we doing?
I know. I don't like it. It's just he's it's everywhere.
There's like a blank spot on the wall. Let it be the wall. You'll stick a good gold deal on there.
I don't like Mar-a-Lago's. I mean, it's just too much.
I like that he's putting his mark on the White House, and he's remodeling a bathroom and doing these other things, and he wants to build this ark. The arch, the ark. Trump.
Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
And that ballroom is never going to disappear either. He's going to have the greatest ballroom in the history of the world.
I think when he did his state visit to the king in England, he looked around that giant room there like, look at that. Who's your gold guy? This is great.
That's what I need. Man.
The gold and it just looks, tacky. I mean, a little bit.
It's too pretentious, and it's too over the top, kind of, to me. But
gauche. It's gauche.
Gauche. Yeah, that's right, Pete. Gauche.
Yeah.
What do you make about the peace of the Middle East trip and how Trump was treated by the press for a monumentous occasion? And do you think it's going to last?
Well, all of a sudden, I guess it's up to Hamas. And again, Donald Trump just said, if you keep killing people in your little clique or caste, tribal functions in there, then we're going to just have to kill you. We're just going to come and kill you to stop it. So that's the only thing that could throw a monkey wrench in the rest of it is they keep doing it and Trump doesn't do what he says. Now, maybe if he keeps going and Trump says, okay, that's it, and it sends the assassination squads, and they should have done this a long time ago, just kill all the bad guys. Kill them and then be done with it. Seriously.
But by whom? By U.S.?
Yeah, absolutely. Secret squad, hit squads. Yeah, absolutely. What, they never watched Jason Bourne? Come on, you're killing me.
Black off.
Where's Matt Damon when you need him? I mean, really. Seriously.
I think what he was able to do, along with Jared Kushner and Witkoff, and the way he got Middle Eastern nations to move on some things and realign. It's a masterwork of statesmanship.
Yeah. Of course, the over the top libs are just saying, well, it's too early to give any credit.
It's exposed them and the Free Palestine people. They're still, hacking American airports. They're still saying, go after Trump. They're still screw it free. And they're still saying Free Palestine. He just did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And he ended whatever you thought was a genocide.
Yeah.
Well, except I guess there's a kind of a genocide going because now, and where do they stand? Because at one point they were free Palestine, and then they begin to adopt Hamas. We're all Hamas. We wave Hamas flags. We wear the headbands. And now Palestine is free except for Hamas. Now Hamas is killing Palestinians. Where do they stand?
Yeah.
Are you happy about this? Are you upset? Are you still Hamas?
It's a bloody.
You know why they don't
war?
care? Because Jews aren't doing it. And that's why they don't care about the Christian killing in Nigeria, because Jews aren't doing it.
Yeah. Right. That's it. That is amazing to me. We live in a pretty messed up world.
And Trump, man, he's cutting through the woods and going right forward. I mean, what an amazing accomplishment this guy's done in what, 10 months?
Right, and then
9 months.
The stuff he's planning, hopefully meeting with Zelensky tomorrow, and I guess that's a wink to the Tomahawks, and that's a message to Putin, and then hopefully
he's going to meet Putin in Hungary,
Budapest.
I think, or Budapest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buda or Pest.
If he could settle that down, I mean, hello. I mean,
my God, need to be the peace president. I mean, I can't. Let's say he does, something happens, and he gets him to the table, and they do whatever it is to stop, the butchering of 6,000 a week. How is it possible that the Democrats would come up with a thing to not celebrate Donald Trump? I mean, I wonder how they try to pull it off.
He's a felon. He's a misogynist.
He's the worst Nazi ever.
The only thing the Democrats have right now is the economy. That grocery prices are still kind of high.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they can hit him on.
Yeah. Right. But gas is going to come down a lot more. It's coming down here, I guess.
They got to pivot. He needs to pivot and deal with us. The heck with the Mideast now. Deal with what's going on here, because that's what got George Bush the first kicked out of office, was the economy, stupid.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Look, if the midterms go the way they do, the SCOTUS ruling comes down, the midterms go the way most people predict it'll go, then, he's not running again. So the gloves come off as long as we have a serious control in the House and the Senate. I think after the midterms, the second half of his presidential term is going to be even more rapid fire than the first half.
It's the momentum. And
don't underestimate their ability to steal elections, though.
That's true.
Wasn't it Colorado just decided to go all mail-in ballots?
Oh, yeah. Oregon, all of them.
You don't have to go to the polls anymore. In certain states in America, it's all mail-in ballots, which means it's all mail-in fraud possibilities.
Do you see the ballot they're using for the redistricting vote in California?
No.
That there's a hole. A conspicuous hole on the outside of the envelope, and if you, on the question of do you support the redistricting, yes or no, if you filled in the no hole and slid your ballot in there with the address facing out, that hole, your vote would be visible on the outside of the envelope, and you could just toss it right in the trash.
Yeah, who's going to know whether it got delivered or not?
You don't.
Yeah.
Man, this is so wrong. They're going to do it again.
I know. It is, and everyone's, you can still look at the votes from presidential elections going back to Obama 1. He got 65 million. Obama 2, 68 million. Hillary won the popular. After that, she got 68 million. And then Biden, she lost that one, but Biden gets 85 or 84 million.
More, yeah.
And then back down to Kamala, she gets 63 million.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
so those people, they just came out that one election, and they're not coming out anymore, I guess.
I know. They did it. They pulled it off.
Yeah, they did it, and and it's at least you can talk about it more now. You're not, you can show people numbers and talk about it. You used to just be summarily dismissed.
Yeah. Conspiracy theory. White supremacists are all conspiracy theorists. For years, it got labeled with us. Oh my Lord!
Did you catch any of AOC and Bernie out of doing their town halls?
Man! I mean, holy smokes! Oh. Now, apparently, she's now also. Well, she's lying about what the Republicans are doing and try to shut down the government and so forth. But now she's also on some take about insecure masculinity among young American men.
Well, they're upset because look at the young Gen Z right now. The men are the kids, and the dudes are overwhelmingly conservative.
Yeah,
and it's like they gave from the previous decade or so. They were radicalizing young men, thinking they could become young women.
Yeah,
now they're mad because we've told men that they can be men and it's okay to be masculine. But what was the term she called the masculine?
Insecure. Yeah, I think it was so insecure, toxic, insecure masculinity.
And those are men who have to rule over poor people and brown people. Yeah, that's me.
And then they wonder where the real men are. Good Lord. At the same time, when we're hopefully saluting the fact that it's okay to put a pretty girl in a commercial and try to sell a product again.
Thank God that's back.
Jeez. That's nice to see.
I did read a depressing article that said that people hit their functional peak around 60 years old.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll be 80 in the spring, and I'm still working. What does that
you're
say?
obviously an exception, but it's like your emotional peak, your physical ability, your decision, all of these things peaks around. So,
I think it's earlier than that. I mean, if it's on peaks, what do they mean by peaks?
Well, I mean, all of these factors together, your emotional stability, your relationships, your ability to make decisions, your physical condition, that type of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense. I think you probably start losing it quicker after the age of 60 than you had before. That's probably what that also means too.
I think that was the good
After
news of the
60,
story.
yeah.
That, hey, if
you got till 60, you're hanging in there.
If you made it that far,
thanks a lot. I'm not even on the demographic list anymore. They don't go up that high.
They ask your birthday, you spin that wheel like it's a price. The price is right.
They go.
It's like when you go to look for the value of a used car and it stops at like 84, and you're like, oh, I got a 72. What's going on?
69 Plymouth? I don't think so. 18 to 49, and after that it's dead. It's just don't count. Anyway,
boys, it's always good to talk to you.
Shannon, say hi to everybody. And, come see us on your Harley one day, man. I got that chopper. We'll go for a ride. It'll be fun.
Let's do it, brother.
All right, man.
See you guys. See you, Pete. Thanks, guys.
Great to talk to you as always. Shannon Burke and the Florida men who are masculine on the radio country. But first, on this day in 1992, the popular children's puzzle, Where's Waldo, showed a topless female sunbather bearing her naked bukalungas. Where's Waldo, 1992. And now, sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Florida Man Radio.
Florida Man Radio, that's what we call it, of course.
Well, you can scratch Curt Cignetti's name off of the Penn State head coaching gig list.
Oh,
He has just signed a new 8-year extension worth how much a year, do you think?
$800,000.
Higher.
$1.1 million.
Higher.
$2.4 million.
Higher.
$85 million a year.
$11 million a year. More than $11 million a year.
Is that the highest? Who's getting higher than that?
Oh, Kirby Smart by far, please.
Is he by far? Well, yeah, but still, that's a lot of money. This Penn State, what does
Indiana did.
Or Indiana, I mean. Wow. Well, he's taking him to top 5 rankings.
Number 3.
Yeah, good for him. Okay, good.
The Blue Jays bats exploded for 5 home runs in Seattle last night, a 13-4 shellacking of the Mariners. Seattle still up 2-1 in the ALCS going into tonight's game. Toronto is starting 41-year-old Max Scherzer, who did not have a good year. He's been injured a lot.
Yeah, we haven't seen him I haven't seen him on TV pitching in a long time. Yeah.
Before that game, the Dodgers are back at home trying to go up 3-0 over the Brewers in the NLCS. More on that later. Basketball, the Hawks hosting the Rockets in a preseason game tonight. If you leave right after the show, you can be down there at State Farm.
Quanisha and her cousin are both of the ladies are there waiting for me, so I may have to leave a little early.
Okay. All right.
Just let you know.
NFL Steelers visit the Bengals tonight. Who you got?
I got, not the Bengals. I just don't trust without Burrow. I've got to go. I don't trust either one of them. Who knows? Steelers, I'll go. We'll go Steelers.
Cincy looked at 13 quarterbacks before deciding to trade for Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Among the Baker's dozen were former Bulldog Stetson Bennett, now with the Rams, and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, wow.
Even they didn't want Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, jeez.
The elite Falcons defense has a new nickname, the Blank Squad.
As in the F word, or actually calling it the blank? What do you fill in the blank or what?
Well,
not the F-bomb?
Arthur Blank is the owner.
Oh God, don't!
And they shut out opposing teams' offenses.
Well, that's
the
a
Blank Squad.
Stupid nickname.
Yeah, I'm not
sounds
a big
like
fan
you're supposed to fill in the word.
I know. I'm not a big fan.
Who the hell
it's
came up
not
with
like,
that?
It's not like Grits Blitz or something great like that. I know.
There's got to be a better way to say the shutouters or the blankers.
Look, it's like Steve the Otter. They're trying their best.
Okay. Good luck. They had a great game, and so they deserve.
They are. The defense is fantastic this year.
I'm very excited.
With rookies, 4 rookies, unbelievable.
This may be a great ending for the season. This could be fun.
Oh, now you've jinxed it.
Well, no. I'm just saying could. I said could. I didn't proclaim it.
If you didn't already know, Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon is pretty intense.
All right, sir.
Gannon fined $100,000 for hitting running back Amiri Demercado after that costly fumble. He dropped the ball at the goal line. He should have been punched for doing something stupid like that against the Titans, and it led to Tennessee coming back and winning it. Yeah. Gannon later apologized, and at a news conference in Phoenix, I think yesterday, Gannon was asked when he first learned that he had to control his emotions when players did stupid things or got hurt. And he responded, back in 2007, when our quarterback went to jail. Do you know what he's talking about?
Michael Vick? Michael Vick. The entire room got quiet for a second. Everybody's looking at each other like, what the hell is he talking about? And then the Cards PR guy yells, "Thanks, Coach."
I appreciate it.
Okay, good night, everybody.
That's 30 from the sports desk.
Thanks for playing. There's a copy of the home game waiting for you reporters here at the door.
Here's your gift bag.
Yeah. Oh, but Gannon was the quality control defensive assistant with the Falcons when Vick pled guilty to the federal charges about dogfighting back in August of 2007.
I'll be dark.
Yeah. College football, Golden Hurricane at the Pirates. Who am I talking about?
The Golden Hurricane. Wow. I don't know. Florida International or something?
Nope. Tulsa. Tulsa is the Golden Hurricane.
Hurricane? Oklahoma doesn't have hurricanes?
They may get a remnant of one that comes up through the Gulf.
Oh, they get storms. They don't get hurricane. Oh, my.
They should be the Golden Tornado.
Exactly.
Don't you think?
That would fit better, yeah.
Anyway, and they're at East Carolina. The Pirates are East Carolina.
Well,
which
okay.
Is, I think Greenville, North
ships.
Carolina. I've driven through it. It's a nice little place.
Well, in fact, that's where I got pulled over and went to jail my first time in Greenville, South Carolina.
North Carolina.
With George Cobb in North Carolina.
No, don't tell the story because it has nothing to do with Greenville, South Carolina.
It's
Greenville,
sorry.
North Carolina.
Well, either one's fine.
All right. I've been meaning to say congrats to Atlanta United goalie Brad Guzan, who is retiring after this season. Brad played for Chivas USA and Aston Villa over in the English Premier League. Made over 550 appearances. He's been in 2 World Cups, helped lead Atlanta to the 2018 MLS Cup, 2019 U.S. Open Cup, and the 2019 Campeones Cup.
Wow.
Guzan is United's all-time leader in appearances, wins, saves, and clean sheets, and we all know how important clean sheets are.
Wow. Oh, that is important.
United honoring Brad Guzan today and before the final match of the season this Saturday at the Benz. Brad also did a lot of work for children with special needs. A really good guy.
Nice.
The bald-headed, you've seen him. He's a bald-headed guy. Yeah. The World Cup is next year with many games here in the U.S. and President Donald Trump threatening to move some out of Boston or Los Angeles if crime and unrest doesn't stop. But the vice president of FIFA, the soccer world governing body, Victor Montagliani, obviously hates our president, decided to run his mouth saying FIFA has jurisdiction about moving games. With all due respect to current world leaders, football is bigger than them, and football will survive their regime and their government and their slogans.
Oh, my. Oh.
Yeah. So FIFA told Victor to shut his pie hole and confirmed that the United States government and President Trump has the ability to move World Cup matches.
So there.
Yeah.
Let's see what you're holding in your hand.
FIFA can't come in and tell the United States American government what the hell they should do. That's just not going to happen. Or any government, really, for that matter.
Nazis.
Well, except maybe Liechtenstein or something. College basketball around the corner, and BroBible.com has a list of names that you need to remember for this season.
For college basketball, all right, sir?
That's right. How about Po Boy King?
Po Boy, all right.
Or Sir Isaac Heron.
Whoa.
Butta Johnson.
Butta?
One of my favorites. Peterus Penis.
Oh, now wait a minute.
Fat Brooks. Legend Smiley. Tennessee Rainwater. Pufa Warakulnakro. God's Love Noabude.
Oh, boy.
Solo Ball, who's not much of a team player.
Solo. Yeah.
Wiggy Ball.
Uh-oh.
Chandler Bing.
Chandler Bing from Friends.
That's right. And Donovan Draper.
Don Draper from
Mad Men.
From Mad Men.
Somebody decided I'm going to name my child
Don Draper. Who, by the way, Don Draper, when somebody asked him an interview one time, and he said, boy, it was incredible. Your story, you're a hot guy. You got all the chicks and everything. He said, wait a minute. Don Draper was a bum. He cheated on his wife. He treated people like crap. He was really miserable and everything else. You shouldn't be saluting Don Draper. And this was the actor who played him. I thought was pretty cool. Anyway.
John Hamm. Yeah.
Right, John Hamm.
Victorious Miller. Victorious spelled with a Y. You could have Money Williams or Greedy Williams.
Greedy?
Sounding straight out of a Gladiator movie, you could have Maximus Gizzy. Oh. And there's also All Right. And if that's not good enough, you can watch Always Right.
Those are actual names.
Basketball players,
Holy
college
cow.
basketball. You're right.
Wow.
For the two of you who care, ESPN has found the replacement for Molly Querim on the show First Take. It wasn't hard. All they had to do was find a woman with a mouth and a pulse. Shay Cornett is the new moderator of the show, starring Stephen A. Smith. She's been on there before. Always enjoyed it. Shay is bright, amusing, quick-witted. Looks like she wants to be there. High energy for a morning show. And when Shay says something, it has merit.
Molly Querim contributed about as much as a dry starfish. Resting biatch face is not appealing on national television. The woman for 5 years looked like she didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I never quite understood the
Is she that attractive blonde woman?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen her quite. Yeah, I know
very
who that is.
energetic.
Yeah.
Much more. It's like night and day between her and Molly.
Yeah.
In here. The blonde, short-haired Karen, Brewers fan, who told a mouthy Dodgers fan the other night, "Why don't we call ICE?" has been fired.
Yeah.
Over 1 million views of her telling the man off, who happened to be a veteran, got her canned. Meanwhile, where's Philly's Karen? We still don't know.
Yeah, and by the way, that woman also worked for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh.
And they have separated her from that little organization, too.
Well, her wish was for him to be suddenly transported back to where he came, which was the United States. He's a citizen, I think.
Man.
Today in sports history, October 16th, 1912, Fred Snodgrass's 10th inning two-base error of pinch hitter Clyde Ingles' routine pop fly in center field set up the tying run en route to a 3-2 Red Sox victory over the Giants and a world championship for Boston. The play becomes infamously known as what?
I don't remember. If I knew, I don't remember.
Snodgrass's muff.
I didn't know that one. Wow, Snodgrass's muff.
Muff. Merkel's boner.
Merkel's boner. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
That's right. The 20-year-old outfitter becomes known as the GOAT of the Fall Classic, and not in the good way.
Yeah.
And in 1939, the city of New York swears in Lou Gehrig as a member of what? With Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia on hand. The term is for 10 years. He will eventually become too ill to sign his name on any reports and ask for a leave of absence in the next year. But what commission did Lou Gehrig get put on?
In New York? Holy cow. I don't know, some crime commission maybe?
Close.
Really?
Think of Morgan Fairchild in Shawshank Redemption sitting in front of people. Telling them,
parole
I don't
board.
care. The parole board.
I'll be damned. What the hell was that?
That was a tugboat in the New York Harbor.
Oh, my God.
Sorry to leave more. Started without my knowledge.
You know what? Save that sound, and every time he says something wrong on one of these quizzes, I want to hear it.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
And the right answer will be...
fire it up, baby.
All right.
That's the lawnmower.
Excellent. Outstanding. Well, Pete David, a couple of quick sports. Well, we'll come back with the sports birthdays and a little thing. 5:31, and I'm getting my car back tomorrow, and I'm going to go drive up there on Saturday to pick it up and turn in my loaner car on my own. I'm going to do it instead of them having to work on me. Anyway, so everything's going to be fine. I'll have my car for the weekend, so I'm going to race around as fast as I can. 5:31, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, and we got so much more coming up here on 106.3. Happy Thursday.
If you listen to Extra, share it with a friend. It's how we grow and how we can reach everyone in the Atlanta community that believes in the American way of life. If you value the station, help us grow by telling someone about the Extra 106.3 app.
Well, what a funny little weather pattern we got going here. It's kind of like summer again, but either way, it's still planting season here in October, and Stovall & Company has your landscaping wholesale supply stuff. So if you're a builder, contractor, whatever, putting in somebody's backyard or pool deck, stuff like that, don't forget this, Stovall & Company. There are 11 locations. Latest new one is in Canton, and they have the plants and trees and shrubs and flowers and all that kind of good stuff, as well as sprinkler systems, irrigation systems, and if you need concrete stuff for an outdoor kitchen or fireplace or something, they can take care of that too. And if you need something they don't have, they'll tell you where else to get it. StovallInc.com.
Hey, Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if you've got old, drafty, sticking, or leaking windows, you need the experienced pros at Window Nation. You can pay a lot less and still get the premium windows you're dreaming of. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free, plus no payments for 2 years.
Go beyond just a baseball game with your Atlanta Braves and check out Truist Park's Ballpark Tour. See the ballpark like never before and explore the franchise's rich history with artifacts, exhibits, and more, led by tour guides who will take you to places behind the scenes that most fans have never seen before, including the press box, premium club spaces, and of course, step onto the field where your favorite Braves players battle it out during the season. And each tour comes with a complimentary player chain necklace. Visit Braves.com/tours to purchase your tickets today. And did you know Truist Park can host your next event? As a year-round facility, we host private events ranging from corporate meetings, trade shows, team building events, holiday parties, rehearsal dinners, you name it, Truist Park can host it. Visit Braves.com/events to get started on creating an experience like never before with one of Truist Park's unique venues. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Fall is in the air, and Central Heating and Air Conditioning is making it the perfect time to upgrade your comfort. For a limited time, you get up to $2,100 in rebates and 60 months, 0% financing with approved credit. That's right, savings up front and no interest for 5 whole years. A brand new carrier system from Central delivers dependability, efficiency, and comfort every family deserves. Central Heating and Air Conditioning have set the standard in heating and cooling for over 3 generations. And now's your chance to bring that comfort home with the best savings of the season. These dual incentives don't come around often, so act now. Call 770-GET-HEAT today. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Or visit centralheat.com, centralheat.com. Upgrade your comfort, lock in your savings, and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Attention extra listeners. The end of the year is closing in. Are your retirement plans ready? We at Master Plan Retirement Consultants are holistic retirement planners, including income and growth planning, tax strategies, and estate and legacy planning. Each piece of the retirement puzzle must fit together cohesively because we know a change in one area can inevitably affect the others. Our boutique team serves you with fiduciary care, ensuring every step moves you closer to a confident, sustainable retirement. Don't wait. There's still time to adjust your plan before year end. Schedule your complimentary consultation now at masterplanretire.com. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for True Prep. The weather's cooler, but the deals are getting hotter at True Prep's fall clearance sale. Take advantage of markdowns across every department, from firearms to prepping products, and save up to 66%. Don't wait. These deals won't last. And once they're gone, they're gone. Go to trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com and click the fall clearance sale banner at the top of the page to see all the items on sale. These deals are only good in store and while supplies last. So hurry into True Prep today.
Oh, goody boy. Let's go back to the 50s. 1958, to be specific. This day, Muddy Waters, he made his live debut in Britain at the Odeon Theatre in 1958. Muddy Waters was in part of the mainly classical Centenary Music Festival. In 1958, Muddy Waters had been invited to Britain by a trombone player named Chris Barber to join a 10-date tour. The Chris Barber Band was one of Britain's most popular British acts in the 1950s. And the guy played the trombone, not unlike the Kimmer first-chair trombone in the All-State Band. And sorry,
band nerd.
All right, I was also the like captain of all the sports and play like four varsity. Sorry, 3 varsity letters every year was the whole thing. Anyway, captain of the football. Anyway, whatever. Let's see. Our birthday. We got sports stuff here at Pete Davis. Bryce Harper. 33 years old today. And Naomi Osaka, the tennis crybaby, is, I shouldn't say
really.
20. Well, she's kind of a crybaby whiner. Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is. And on this day in history, a little sports thing here, Pete, in 1968, during the Olympic medal ceremony, black guys Tommy Smith and John Carlos raised a black-gloved fist when they played the national anthem and kept facing the flag with their fists in the air until the anthem was done. Smith said it was a human rights salute, not a black power salute. Liar. They were then kicked out of the games. Smith had won gold, Carlos won bronze in the 200-meter running. Time magazine wrote, quote, "Faster, higher, stronger is the motto of the Olympic Games. Angrier, nastier, uglier better describes the scene in Mexico City last week." Later, they called it an act of courage, and Carlos, in 82, was acting as the liaison between Los Angeles and the 84 Summer Games, of all things. So anyway, there you go. Let's see. A couple of reminder things in case you didn't know. Saturday, you could be coming into some traffic issues because the communists are going to have their We Hate America rally on Saturday as part of the No Kings March, which they've done before. And, they may be blocking roads and so forth, although the last time they tried that, there were some issues about it. But again, here's what kills me about this. The actual term no kings is followed by the other words, no kings but Jesus. And these people do not believe in anything concerning Jesus. These are Jew-hating Democrats who hate Donald Trump, and they think we shouldn't have a king, which is what they had. In fact, the king had no clothes for the last 4 years. So get off the thing with the no kings business. And it's like they had anything to do with Jesus. No kings but Jesus. They keep forgetting that part. Anyway, let's see, a couple other things. The John Bolton, if you just joined us, former national security advisor who turned on Republicans and turned on Donald Trump, John Bolton, was indicted today, 18 counts of improper handling of classified documents. Remember the Mar-a-Lago raid where the FBI faked bringing the documents out as though Donald Trump was displaying them for his party fans and stuff? Well, Bolton actually, and same thing with Joe Biden, had all his documents, and he was never entitled to any of them as vice president or senator. And he had them all, and he got away with it entirely. Remember, he's just an old man who has a bad memory, so they let him go with everything. Anyway, John Bolton has been indicted 8 counts of transmission of defense information, 10 counts of retention of the information. From 2025, has position of National Security Advisor from April of 2018. Shared 1,000 pages of information about his day-to-day activities, including information about the defense classified top secret. Individuals 1 and 2, unnamed, had documents, writings, notes related to national defense labeled top secret, and he had them in his home. And John Bolton's been indicted. Here we go. We want perp walks and televised hearings and stuff, but here we go. At least we're starting. And in fact, the FBI is now, for the first time ever, the FBI has raided and arrested anarchist, violent extremists and charging 2 Antifa individuals with material support to terrorism. Antifa is a real thing. Despite what the Democrats are saying, it's just a state of mind and a kind of philosophy or something. No, it's a freaking group, and they just got caught. Some more got caught. A quick update thing here. Mitch McConnell fell down again. Mitch McConnell, a Kentucky senator, was asked a question by a reporter in the basement of the Russell Senate building today in Washington. He's 83, and Mitch McConnell fell. And they had an aide and a Capitol police officer had to help him to his feet. He waved at the camera and then shuffled along without any assistance. He's suffered several falls since 2019, the latest occurring just a few months ago when he collapsed twice in one day at the Capitol. He says it's because of polio on his left leg when he was a kid. He's also had Mitch McConnell, 83, has had 2 freezing episodes where he just stopped talking for 30 seconds. And he said, I'm fine. That was because of a concussion I had. A concussion. That was what it was.
Problem is we need him right now. I mean, he's not running again, but we need his vote.
The problem is we need his vote, so he can't retire. But I think he's afraid to retire because he's afraid they'll replace him with somebody else who is like a Democrat.
Well, because they have a Democrat governor.
They have a Democrat governor, and the replacement would be picked by the governor until the next election. So, I mean, it makes sense. I'm sorry, were you trying to get something else on, or were you okay?
No.
Okay, good. Anyway, now 5:44. Let's do this again. If you missed this, again, last night when I got to my car, and I always had the radio set to turn right on to Jesse Kelly, Jesse late night guy last night, and he played a soundbite that I almost wet my pants, and it was Nancy Pelosi as she's struggling to walk, having to grab onto the arm of an aide to help her as she's walking about the Capitol when a reporter asks her a question. And this is how Nancy Pelosi, formerly the most powerful Democrat in America, running Congress for years and years. Here's how Nancy Pelosi reacted to a question at the Capitol. Number 2, Flounder, if you will.
Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions. Thank you.
Yeah. And off she goes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. As Jesse Kelly's been calling her for about a year now, Grandma Vodka, which is pretty amusing. And by the way, for the record, once again, if you don't think, hold on a second. Here it is right here. For the record, the footage that was shot by Nancy Pelosi's own daughter, who's a filmmaker, on the day of the so-called insurrection, the riot, the protest, on that very day, Nancy Pelosi's daughter filmed her saying, quote, "We have totally failed. We have to take some responsibility for not holding the security accountable for what could have happened. Oh my God," said Nancy Pelosi on film, "I cannot believe the stupidity of this, and I take full responsibility." She said, "Should we call the Capitol Police or the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?" And then she said, "I take full responsibility for not having them there, just preparing for more." And now Barry Loudermilk from Georgia, the Republicans, got a new select subcommittee to find out the truth about January 6th. And it's about time. I want televised nighttime hearings, by the way. I know, but let's hope. 546, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. We got so much more. Don't go away yet. We got more. Hold on.
Wherever you are in Georgia, you can stream Extra 106.3 and Crystal Clear Digital with the all-new Extra 106.3 app. Get Extra's live on-air stream in real time, or go back and listen to all your favorite shows, Neil Bortz, or original podcasts, no matter where you go. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Join Daniel Matalon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guest is Cobb County District Attorney Sonia Allen. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Steel. The weather has changed and here comes the leaves. Get ahead of the work with Steel's backpack and handheld blowers. They make fall cleanup quick. If you need a handheld blower for small spaces, a backpack blower for bigger jobs, or a powerful professional model to really make those leaves fly, Steel's got it all. Find your next Steel product at Howard Brothers. Their friendly team can help you find the perfect Steel blower to keep those pesky leaves out of your way. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
All right, look out now. Kimmer Payton Flounder, 5:51. Thursday. Tomorrow, Letter M Friday. And then it goes. 404-741-1230. If you want to join us, make it quick because we're running out of time. Let's see. Birthday list includes David Zucker, famous for movies Airplane, Naked Gun, stuff like that. David Zucker is 78 years old today. Kelly Martin's a girl, Lucy on ER, who was in Haley Dean Mysteries, and Becca on Life Goes On. Kelly Martin, the actress, is 50 years old today. And let's see. On this day in 1958, Chevrolet starts selling a car-truck hybrid, which it calls the El Camino. It was inspired by the Ford Ranchero, which had been on the market for 2 years. The El Camino was a combination sedan pickup truck built on the Impala body. In fact, it had the same cat's eye taillights and dramatic rear fins as the Impala. The ads said, quote, "The most beautiful thing that ever shouldered a load. It rides and handles like a convertible, yet hauls and hustles like the workingest thing on wheels."
We had one.
They were great cars. And the Ford Ranchero was the first car truck, but it wasn't new. In the 30s, Australian farmers had driving things they called the coupe utility all around the outback and stuff. But a woman from rural Victoria wrote a letter to the Ford company in Australia saying you should build a car like hers to carry her to church and her husband's pigs to market on Monday. So Ford engineer Louis Brandt designed the low-slung sedan-based vehicle, a ritzy passenger car in front, wind-up windows and comfortable seats, and a rough-and-tumble pickup truck in the back, and that was the Ford Ranchero. A huge hit. They sold it in Australia all over the place, and then El Camino, it was discontinued after a couple of years. In 64, they had a new version, and the El Camino was eventually dropped in 1987 for good, and now it's a cult classic. If you can find one, you'd pay a fortune for it if it's in good shape. Kevin, Pete, and Flounder, hold on. We got stuff to happen to Johnny Olson. Who's our next contestant on Holy Crap, Pete's Got a Game? What do you got there, sir?
Well, it's 3 strikes, you're out, our favorite game. Are you ready?
Congratulations, Flounder. Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
I have in my sweaty little hands the largest fast food chains in the world.
Largest in the world. Wow, okay.
So remember, it's not just United States.
Right.
So, Flounder, you're first.
Wow.
McDonald's.
McDonald's is number 2. Number 2. Pretty good there. All right, Kimmer, it's your turn.
Well, I'm going to have to... Oh, my. How about... let's see.
We get off at 6.
Pizza Hut.
Oh, Pizza Hut. You're going to have to look for it. Yes, number 9. Number 9 is Pizza Hut. You're correct, sir.
All right, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is up here. It's number 16. Number 16, Taco Bell. Yeah.
Arby's.
Arby's is not.
Strike one. Yeah.
Strike one.
Let's see here. How about Crystals?
Nope, no crystals on there, I'm afraid.
All right. How about Waffle House?
No,
I can't believe it.
That's a southern thing, buddy. It's not everywhere.
It's just not right.
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Oh my God! I was going to guess
both
that
have
next.
2 strikes.
I was going to guess that one next. Jeez. Shoney's Big Boy.
That's strike 3. A Flounder, basically, I think you've already won, but give us another one if you want.
Chick-fil-A.
No, Chick-fil-A is not up there. Okay, at number 18, you got Baskin-Robbins.
Oh,
at number 17, China's Shapanda, whatever that is.
Oh, yeah. It's a
panda.
Number 15, Auntie Jenny, which is a tea thing in China.
Yeah.
Number 12, Hunt Brothers Pizza, which is every small town has that in the convenience store. And there's some Chinese thing, and there's another Chinese thing, and then you have Dunkin' Donuts at 11.
Oh, I forgot Dunkin' Donuts.
Burger King at 10.
And
Pizza
Burger
Hut,
King.
of course, 9.
Yeah.
Another China thing at 8. KFC is 7.
Oh, good, yeah.
Another Chinese thing. Domino's is also 7 up there.
Yeah.
Subway, number 4. Starbucks, number 3.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And Miss You Ice Cream and Tea in China's number 1.
Wow. Cool.
So a lot of China.
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 5:56, almost out of time. Before we go, let's play cut number 1 here, Flounder. The Democrats have been saying that the Republicans are shutting down the government so that they can do what hurt the people. Bernie Sanders says 10,000 people are going to die every year or every month or whatever it is. Well, John Fetterman, who's going to be primary, the Democrats are already after him to get him out of office, Senator of Pennsylvania. John Fetterman was talking to some CNN people and was talking about the truth about shutting down the government. And wait to hear the end part of his answer. Flounder, cut number 1, John Fetterman. Why it's not.
That's why shutting the government is really what the Democratic Party wants to do. And I follow country, then party. And it's the wrong thing for the country in a period of chaos. I refuse to vote to shut our government down. I absolutely would love to have... I would love to have a conversation about extending the tax credits for health care. Absolutely. But I would remind everybody, too, this was designed by the Democratic Party to expire at the end of the year. This is not something taken by the Republicans. They were designed to expire. Now let's have a conversation to extend it and not shut our government down.
John Fetterman. And again, because of his basic middle-of-the-road philosophy on things that are better for the country. Now, he still voted no. I mean, he still voted with the Democrats, but he, in public, is saying these things which are going to get him primaried. Politico says they're already talking behind the scenes. They're going to go get him. They're going to try to kick him out of the Senate. And we'll see. But again, the man makes sense. He's an old-fashioned Democrat. Mm-hmm. And he hasn't been swallowed up by the rest of these idiots. A quick note in history that was kind of interesting. President Theodore Roosevelt, on this day in 1901, invited Booker T. Washington to dinner at the White House. He was the black educator, and it sparked all kinds of controversy as the first black guest to dine with the President of the United States. God bless America. Hold on, we got Flounder's fight. One more shot here, I think, there, Flounder, before we hit the
Learn about Egypt. I'm supposed to believe 4,000 years ago, you guys built the pyramids, right? And then for the next 4,000 years, you built jack. You built the greatest thing ever created by human beings 4,000 years ago. And then for the next 4,000 years, the best thing that you can create is cotton sheets. I'm not a stupid person. I'm not going to believe some bullshit lie like that, okay? I do some more research. Turns out they didn't even build their own pyramids. Do you know who they say built the pyramids? They say that the Jews built the pyramids. Look, I think they got the contract. I don't know if they put all the blocks on top of each other. You know, I think they hired some Mexicans. You're Mexican. Yeah, you guys probably did it. You know, that's for real. That's why people are always like, the aliens built the pyramids. It's like, yes, illegal aliens.
Right, you are. Who's
Mr.
that?
Andrew Schultz.
There you go. Anyway, Kimmer P. Flounder tomorrow. Let Her Rip Friday. Anything goes, and it includes a visit from Neil Bortz tomorrow around 4 o'clock from wherever he may be. And we'll look forward to the heck out of it there. Anyway, Kimmer P. and Flounder tomorrow. We do it again. In the meantime, Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go. You're killing me. Look out.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station.